governors make you a minority. Another election, another bust. Go vote for that liar. It's a must. We were given the greatest gift of all. Decided to give it up and watch the fall. Yeah, it's just a clown world. We're living in a clown world. Join us in the clown world. It's easy to see that the joke's on you and the joke's on me.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, here we are on this Wednesday, June 10th, 2026 transmission of the Owen Report. Well, we started the show the exact same way we ended the show yesterday. I'm going to leave it at that for now. I'm going to do the opening here, and then I'll address the obviously unusual tardiness here, the obviously rare tardiness. No, it comes with a different reason today. I'm gonna withdraw my rant for now, and we'll address that when we get through this. Because here's the deal. I got a great show planned for today. I got a huge show planned for today. In fact, I was already kind of considering it like a makeup show because yesterday's technical difficulties kicked us off the air. So I got a great show today. I will say as a pre-warning here, I am anticipating we are not going to be able to do a show today. I will just give you that warning. I'm going to try to do it. I'm going to do everything I possibly can to make, and I already have, but I will tell you based off what's happened in the last 20 minutes, I'd be stunned if we're able to get through this transmission. But bear with me. Life is good. Everything happens for a reason. I'm sure it's not sabotage. It's probably just some weird technical difficulties that only happen to me. Now, here's what's actually coming up on the show today. So you've got Trump at the White House. You know, we're not really packaging what's happening this weekend properly. And I think when we package it the right way, it actually makes more sense. This is Trump's 80th birthday party. That's what this is. This is Trump's 80th birthday party. That's what it's all about. Pretending like it's anything else is just trying to have a positive spin and a positive image on it. This is all about Trump's birthday. And it really starts to make more sense now as we get closer. And you're wondering, it's like, well, where's all the hype? Where's all the fanfare that would have been there in 2016 or even in 2024? It's all gone. Well, none of that matters now. This is just Trump's birthday. That's really what this is all about. And I really don't understand the whole, we're not going to have Sean Strickland and Bryce Mitchell there. That kind of makes it political. But this is really just a big birthday party at the end of the day. And so Trump's friends and, donors or whoever wants to be there, they'll get access to the show, and Trump will probably have a nice, ringside seat or whatever. It's going to be all about Trump. And actually, if you go back and you remember when all of those musicians were dropping out of the America 250 event, this is actually why. Because they started to get the script. They started to see the presentation, because they got to get the layout. They got to know what they're supposed to be doing for the show. And they found out this is basically just a Trump birthday party. And they said, well, I'm not here, I'm not here to do a Trump birthday party. I'm here to do an American celebration, American concert. This is a Trump birthday bash. That's not what I signed up for. So they bailed. So when you start to look at it through the lens of, oh, this is a Trump birthday party, it all starts to make more sense. And that's why they really don't care at the lack of excitement or fanfare. And now they are just a couple days away from all of this. And they're trying to, let's do a last minute marketing push. And it's just not working. So we're going to take a look at all of that. But Trump is in the Oval Office. He's doing a press conference about all of this. And he says things that are just unbelievable. Oh, he likes inflation now. I mean, it's just, but he's the peace president. He is trying to stop these wars, but he's getting ready to bomb. It's really becoming a ridiculous clown show, honestly. It's actually, I have to say, it's so absurd. It's so absurd. And I thought about this today. And this isn't about being the first to say it. I know other people have said it. Hell, they said it in his first term. This thing is so crazy. And I was thinking about this today. I'm almost like, let's just get through this. Let's just get through this weekend. Hell, maybe even just get through July 4th. It's kind of like, let's just like get through this summer and just let Trump have this whole thing. Whatever it is he's trying to do, it's like, let's just let him have it. Let's play along. It's like, he's a crazy person. He's lost his mind. It's like, all right, everybody in D.C. wants to play along. Everybody in the administration wants to play along. Everybody in the White House wants to play along. It's like, okay, they're all going to play along. So part of me is like, maybe we just play along here until the 4th of July. Let Trump have his deal. Let Trump have his birthday party. Let Trump do the 250 thing. The World Cup ends July 7th or 10th, something like that. And then I think it's time that we actually start talking about maybe it's time for Trump to go. Yeah. Now, I'm not going to go there yet. But it's starting to get to that point. I mean, this is getting ridiculous. And I don't want to get into this whole game of we did the same thing with Biden, now we do the same thing with Trump, and it's just like the whole thing is breaking down. The whole system is corrupt. It's just everything is just totally broken. But it's like, here's Trump. We're doing all this crazy stuff. He's got a giant UFC arena up there. He's got a giant hole in the ground behind it. We're going back to war. How many countries are at war with now, but we're not at war with the deep state? I mean, it's just like this whole thing has just gone completely nuts. This whole thing has just gone completely crazy. But it's like, you know what? Fine. Do your little birthday party. Go ahead. You built up the whole 250 thing. I want it to be great. I want to celebrate the country. It's like, just let him have it. Let him try it. And then when it's all said and done and we sit here on the other side and we're still at war and gas prices are still up and there's no deep state arrests and there's no mass deportations, it's like maybe then we can sit down and say, okay, guys, okay, like you had your fun. All right. You had your fun. You did your UFC. You got a hole that you're trying to build a ballroom. It's like, look, the whole thing is just collapsing. Let's actually have a serious discussion about what we want to do at this point, because the president is telling you he's glad there's inflation. And just last month, he told you inflation was down and how great it is that he's got inflation down. Now he's telling you how great it is that inflation is up. Trump posted last night, I guess he thought it was a strong headline, how the trade deficit has widened. And he posted that like he thought it was a good thing. I'm telling you, this is not, folks, this thing is so beyond out of control at this point that it's like, okay, I don't know how we hit the reset button on this whole deal, but that's what needs to be done. This whole system needs to be completely reset. This whole thing is broken, folks. This whole thing is broken. I mean, why do you think, hey, let's get into this debate. Do you like the UFC arena? Do you not like it at the White House? Do you care about the reflecting pool? It's like he did all of this stuff for his birthday. The only reason all of this stuff got cleaned up right now is because of his birthday party. That's literally it. Why do you think they waited till now? And I don't even care. Is it a big difference? Is it a small difference? Let's just stop. Let's just say what's going on here. There basically is no White House. There is no U.S. government. There is no, it's literally just Trump and the Israeli lobby and the big tech industrialists. It's like, that's it, guys. That's it. They run everything. They're not tethered to the Constitution. They're not romantic about the country or the Bill of Rights. They're not even, They're lazy in their attempts to lie to you and gaslight you. They don't even try anymore. They just blame Biden for everything, even when it's blatantly their fault. It's just, it's getting beyond a point, folks. It's getting beyond a point. Now, I've gone a little long here. So we're going to look at some of these clips from Trump at the Oval Office. We're going to look at some of the election results from last night, some of the economic news. We got a ton. We got a big stacks. Way too much news probably for the show today. And then we're going to look at the response from the Carmelo Anthony verdict yesterday. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. And you know what? And it's another example. Just like with Trump, it's another example of just how broken things are. It's beyond repair, guys. When you look at the responses to the Carmelo Anthony verdict, it's beyond repair. People say, well, geez, what are your solutions? It's like, look, bud, look, if I can offer a solution, if I can figure it out and I have the influence or the power to make something happen, then let's do that. I'm with you. Okay. I'm doing a news show here. I'm not pretending to be, somebody that's going to lead the revolution. All right. I'm not putting on some act up here. I'm not out in the streets anymore. All right. I'm not bullhorning people anymore. There's a reason why I'm not in the field anymore, bro, because there is no movement. And as far as solutions are concerned, if you can figure out a solution to people that are so brainwashed and so mind control, it's like, I don't know what it is, guys. I don't know what the solution to this stuff is. If I had it, I'd tell you. If I could do it, I'd do it. I don't know how you fix this. The responses that we're seeing from the Carmelo Anthony verdict, I don't know how you fix it. And a lot of people are reaching out to me today because you notice I had people that disagreed with some things I said last week, insinuating that I anticipated the verdict would radicalize people. And they said, oh, no, it's not going to be that big of a deal. They have since reached out and said, okay, you were right. I'm radicalized. You were right. Yeah. This stuff is so easy to see. I knew this was going to happen. But I will say, even though I knew this was going to happen, it is way worse. It is way worse than I anticipated. I did not think it would be this bad. So we're going to take a look at that. And if we have any time, we might slop it up. We did have some leftovers from yesterday's show. I don't know if we'll be able to get to all of it. We're going to try. It's loaded. Let's hope. Let's pray. We're able to get through the show today with no technical difficulties. Wouldn't that be great? Wouldn't that be a gift from God? Please, God, protect today's transmission. Keep our tech issues off the show today. That'd be great. That'd be wonderful. And you know who would really appreciate that? You know who would really like that today? Today's show sponsor, Allegiance Gold. They would really like that. They would really like for this show to go off without a hitch today, our friends at Allegiance Gold. And we love them for that. We love them for supporting the show. And we really love them because they can hook us up with the gold. That's right. Allegiance Gold. Ladies and gentlemen, here's the deal. You're going to see it today. The stock market is way down. Now, does that mean it's going to stay down? Who knows? The whole thing is volatile. But with all the economic issues and uncertainties, people are looking to what? They're looking to precious metals. They're looking to gold. They're looking to silver. So where do you go? You got to go with somebody you trust. That's why I go with Allegiance Gold. Where does it start? It starts with the relationship. This is why Allegiance Gold has an A+ review with the Better Business Bureau. A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You got to have that when you're talking about your wealth, you're talking about your finances. You simply got to have that. Now, you might have a lot of questions. Well, what do I want? Do I want gold? Do I want silver? How much do I want? How do I want to manage my portfolio here? All you got to do is give them a call. The call is free, 844-790-9191. And while you've got them on the phone, ask them about $5,000 in free gold and silver with qualified investments. You heard that right. $5,000 in free gold and silver with qualified investments, whether through your 401k, IRA, or savings. They make it simple to move into something real before the next reset. So give them a call, 844-790-9191, or go to protectwithowen.com. That's protectwithowen.com. Protect your wealth because no one else will.
On the cutting edge of news and analysis, the Owen Report with Owen Schroyer.
All right, guys. You know, we really have a loaded show today. I don't want to waste time. But you know what? I don't want to get too confident because we've started off the show here. We're about 20 minutes in without any issues. I don't want to spend a bunch of time on this. I know DMT was updating you guys in the chat. But well, let me just say this. We'll start with the positive. We'll start with the good news. Starlink is officially on its way. Okay, we will be replacing the current internet with Starlink. So that's the good news. The bad news is that it won't be ready till next month. The equipment is being shipped here. I'm getting the in-home unit installed. It's going to be, you know, the whole best Starlink deal. But it's not going to be ready until July 1st. So, and this really has nothing to do with Elon, by the way. This has nothing to do with Elon. I see you people in the chat. Everybody's always got the peanut gallery out here. I have to do something about this internet issue. I don't know what the deal is, but after yesterday's massive internet failures for seemingly no reason at all, that was the final straw for me. So if we can't, let's hope we can get through today's transmission. If we can't, I will show you what happened today, just so you can see how insane it is, or you can just witness me going crazy. You know, at the very least, let's just turn me I'm losing my mind here. I'm like Spider-Man. I'm trapped in the cyberverse or whatever it is, the movie. I'm like trapped in some sort of weird technical political twilight zone here, and I'm losing my mind. So at least maybe you guys can like enjoy the twisting and the tormenting of Owen Schroyer as he slowly breaks down into the political abyss with the tech issues. I'm being a little facetious, but seriously, that's kind of how it feels. So at least you can kind of enjoy that. If I can't do the political show, you can just watch me crash out and lose my mind. I mean, that's at least, somewhat entertaining. But no, so I'm sitting here. Obviously, we saw what happened last night. We couldn't finish the show. We had the tech issues. I figured, well, maybe it's part of these rolling blackouts, whatever else is going on, because Austin has been having these rolling blackouts. And so then it's like I'm here in the studio online after we kept having the tech issues, and I said, that's it. We're signing off. We can't finish the show. I came back into the studio about 30 minutes after that just to see what was going on. I was on the internet for like an hour straight, no issues, doing some other work. So I'm like, okay, I think we're going to be good for tomorrow. I wanted to test it last night just to see. And then I get in today. I got in here probably starting doing the final news aggregation about 1:30. Get it all done. I take the show live into StreamYard. And immediately after I get into the studio, the internet goes down for about 15 minutes. Immediately. And then I can't get on. So that's basically the long and short of it there. I'm hoping we can get through it. But because I've been through this so much and I'm like trying to prove to myself that I'm not crazy, maybe, I recorded this whole thing. So you can sit here and watch my internet just stop working as soon as I go live, even though the internet says it's fine. There's another twist to this. I'm going to stop right there. If we do have an issue, there's a whole nother twist to this today that makes it even crazier. Or me, I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. So at least enjoy the crazy, whatever. Enjoy the crazy here. Have a laugh at my plight. I am inviting you to laugh at my plight. I'm inviting you to enjoy my cortisol spiking because I'm having tech issues. I'm asking you to enjoy that. I'm asking you to laugh at that. You can even point and laugh if you want. If that makes you feel better, that's fine with me. I give you full permission to engage in these behaviors as we are trying to avoid a cortisol crash out today. We know you can't do the cortisol. It's bad for you. Okay? The cortisol spikes are bad for your health. Can't do it. Can't do it. All right. Yeah, I see some of the other stuff in the chat. I'm working on it all, guys. You got to believe me. I'm working on it all. All right, we're trying to do it all. If I could just get like an hour or two more out of every day. All right, let's get serious, though. Let's get serious. What in the hell is going on at the White House? What the hell is going on with Trump? Does anybody really know? Well, it's his 80th birthday coming up. He was asked today from the Oval Office, what do you want for your birthday? And I think we've actually heard this before, so it obviously means nothing. Trump's words mean absolutely nothing anymore. If Trump's words mean anything to you anymore, that's because you're either not paying attention or you're just a dumbass in a cult. Trump's birthday wish is peace for the world amid Iran war. So he's sitting there at the Oval Office bragging about their last bombing campaign on Iran, bragging about how we've started this war with Iran and Venezuela and took all their oil. He's here bragging about it while Pete Hegseth is in Cuba getting the troops ready, or I guess he was at Guantanamo Bay, rather, getting the troops ready to seemingly invade Cuba. So here's the No New Wars peace president who's out here begging for peace prizes. He's stealing people's peace prizes. He has FIFA make up a peace prize to give to him. He makes up all of these grandiose fairy tales about how he stopped all these wars. And then he's asked at the Oval Office, what is your birthday wish? And he says, peace on earth. And by the way, watch me bomb the hell out of Iran. There's nothing I want more than peace on earth. Now watch this bomb. There is nothing I want more on my birthday than to see world peace. Now watch me fuck this country up. Watch me kill all these people. It's beyond parody. It's beyond gaslighting. It's full-on immersion into the clown world. I mean, we are there. We are in the clown world now, guys. And if you still take this clown seriously, the joke's on you. Trump's words mean nothing. And what's sad is with the Trump cult now is that they have no gauge as far as like, how can I consume and respond to this? So it's like, okay, if you take Trump's words seriously, then that's on you. You're not paying attention. And it's like, oh my gosh. It's like you just called Trump a rapist. You just called Trump a murderer. It's like you just did the worst thing. It's like you just violated Trump. It's like, wait a second. I'm just pointing out how he's lying to us all the time and flip-flopping on his promises and the things he's saying. I'm just pointing that out. That's all I'm doing. I'm just pointing that out. That's neutrally observable fact that I'm just pointing out. You anti-Trumper, you Trump hater, you liberal, you Democrat, you Nazi, you Islamo-fascist. Wow. You guys are really screwed up, huh? You guys are really screwed up. I mean, you guys are cooked. Yikes. Take it out of the oven. You guys are done. But that's what it is. I mean, that is, he might as well be up there with a red nose and a little flower on his lapel that shoots water. And big red shoes that are, 10 sizes too big. I mean, this is, it would look more legitimate, actually. It would look more legitimate if Trump was actually out there in a clown outfit. You know? It's like, hey, do a little, hey, kids, President Trump here. Coming up is my 80th birthday party. What do you kids think about that? And all I want for my 80th birthday is world peace. We want peace on earth because I'm such a noble and good person. Did you see my Nobel Peace Prize? Did you see my FIFA Peace Prize? All I want is peace on earth. Now, kids, get nice and close to the television monitor here because I'm going to show you how I'm going to blow up Iran. Yeah. I'm the peace president. We're going to bomb Iran. We're going to take the Venezuelan president. And I think I'm getting ready to invade Cuba too. For peace. So that's all I want for my birthday, kids, is peace. Now get nice and close to this TV here and pay attention because your military on my command is about to kill another 10,000 people. Yeah. And just last night, we bombed a water reservoir, kids. Do you know what that means, kids? Your peace president is going to make sure that people can't get clean water. I don't understand why I don't have an entire closet full of peace prizes. I'm the peace president. All I want is peace. Now watch me bomb. So I just think Trump should just go out there in a clown outfit. It would be more enjoyable. It would be more, like, oh, this actually feels legitimate now. Oh, look, the clown president he says he wants peace. He's going to bomb another country. That's actually kind of funny. That's actually kind of funny. And then bring in, it'll be like a sitcom. And then, bring in Netanyahu and he can have his own little clown nose and hair. His will be blue. It's like Trump's clown outfit will be red. Netanyahu's clown outfit can be blue. And Trump can, he can introduce Netanyahu and here's Bibi Netanyahu with some nice words. And then Bibi Netanyahu could be, oh, hi, kids. We're the most moral army in the world. We're the most moral people in the world. We're the only country in the Middle East that is actually trying to preserve peace. But, with Netanyahu, it's like he'll have blood blood is just dripping from him, dripping from his eyes, from his hands. He's just soaked in blood. And he's up there telling you how he's innocent and he's a nice guy. I mean, that's like, what's it from It? The clown from It? Pennywise? Yeah, that's Netanyahu. That's Pennywise. Oh, come into the sewer with me. I mean, these guys are just clowns, man. They're just clowns. And it's embarrassing. Honestly, it's embarrassing to watch the people fall for this crap. It's embarrassing to watch humanity and civilization have to sit here and watch these clown criminal politicians just destroy the planet for power and for greed. And it's even more depressing because Trump was supposed to be the opposite. Trump was supposed to be the one that wasn't like this. But okay, at the end of the day, he's the politician. Now it's the people. Now it's the people that are doing this. the people that are going along with the lies, the people that are supporting the endless death and destruction, the people that flip-flop on all the policy issues, just like Trump, and they don't even bat an eye. It's Stockholm Syndrome is what it is. So, hey, look, if you like Trump and Netanyahu, that's good for you, but we should all be expecting you guys to be walking around in clown outfits from here on out because you're clowns. It's what you are. You're clowns. Everybody sees you as clowns. This whole thing is one big joke. And so, but don't worry, because you're going to have a UFC 250 at the White House. And you're going to have a clean Washington, D.C., at least for a week or two. At least for a week or two, maybe a month, while people are coming into D.C. for the fight. You know, Trump's friends, family, everybody coming into the fight for Trump's birthday party. So they just cleaned up D.C. for Trump's birthday party. It'll probably last till about the 4th of July, and it'll go right back to a shithole. And Trump won't care, and he'll probably go down to Mar-a-Lago. So, hey, I mean, you know, inflation is up. The economy sucks. Energy prices are up. No new wars, or in at least 3 new wars. And MAGA loves it. MAGA just sits there and honks the clown horn and goes along for the ride in the clown car, and everything Trump does is great. It doesn't even matter. He could spit in your eye, and they'd say, "Thank you, Daddy." And then they'd wipe the spit out of their eye and then polish his shoe with it. And then Trump will take the shoe and twist it sideways and shove it straight up their ass. And they'd say, "Thank you for the prostate exam, Mr. President." Anyway, let's just get to the news. I'm ranting. U.S. bombs Iran's water facilities. That's very nice. That's good. That's the peace president. The U.S. struck several sites in Iran, saying it retaliated against the downing of a U.S. helicopter in the Strait of Hormuz. They don't even know who did it. They don't even know who downed the helicopter. In fact, the people that understand this technology believe that it wasn't Iran. Now, I'm not going to jump to any conclusions, to be clear. Maybe it was Iran, maybe it wasn't. Again, it's like, does that change the result of anything? Now, for you, for me, for people that are ethical, for people that care about facts, and then making sure you have a measured response to the facts, to people like us, it matters. But that's not who runs the White House, and that's not who MAGA is. So facts matter nothing to MAGA. Facts matter nothing to the White House. So if it was Iran that struck down the helicopter or anyone else in the region that might have an interest in doing that, the result is going to be the same. It expands the war with Iran. That was likely the purpose of the whole attack. And when you look more into it, there are a couple points that are a little weird. Like, it appears whoever attacked the helicopter did not intend to bring it down. They just wanted to damage it, is what it looks like. And then the other weird point is, and this is where, again, I'm not claiming to have some expertise, but, you listen to people that have been on these helicopters, you listen to pilots that have flown these helicopters, and they're saying, as far as they know, there's really only one country in the world that has the technology to even stay off the Apache helicopter's radar with an attack, or to even be monitoring the Apache helicopter's movements. Now, would you be curious to know what country that is? Do I even have to say it? Do I even have to say it? I'd rather not. But I bet you could guess. I'd give you one guess. I bet you could get it. So, hey, I don't know. I don't know. And it doesn't even matter, because whatever the truth is doesn't impact the decisions that the White House is going to make. It's very clear. And I don't know nobody can really figure out what Trump is doing or thinking. And that's why the easiest conclusion that people reach is that he's just Bibi's bitch. It's the easiest conclusion to reach based off of the developments in this war and the different Epstein drips and everything else, it looks like Israel is running Trump. It looks like Israel has Trump. They're dog walking him, as the kids say. It's like that's what all the evidence points to, is that Trump is getting bitch slapped around by Netanyahu in Israel. Or it's just a deal that he cut and he took the money and now he just wants to finish the job, because if you take their money and you don't do what they want you to do, well, that's like the green light to go ahead and, that's how it operates. So who knows? Maybe it's one of these factors, maybe it's not. But the result is the same. Israel is getting whatever it wants in the Middle East. And all of the different saber rattling and the back and forth and the puffing of the chest and the beating of the chest and the different rhetoric, it all still moves in the same direction. We're just going to continue to attack Iran. We're going to continue to kill Iranians. We're going to continue to put all this pressure on Iran any way we can. So what? Nobody even knows anymore. Nobody even knows. What is the goal in Iran? Oh, Trump says we don't want them to have a nuclear weapon. They don't. Or do they? Or did we blow up their nuclear facilities last June? Or did we not blow up their? It's like, there's no truth. There's no honesty. Nobody knows what's going on. There's only one thing that remains consistent. We continue to be involved in the Middle East. Our military actions in the Middle East continue to benefit one country, Israel. And then we look back here at our Congress and we see, well, gee, why does everything we do with foreign policy benefit Israel? Oh, that's why. Because the Israeli lobby owns our Congress and they're above FARA laws. Oh, okay. And then we find out all these members of the media, they're also foreign loyalists to Israel. Oh, okay. So now it makes sense. So that makes sense. And that's all we can do. That's the only sense you can make of this situation. You can't make sense of the inconsistencies from Trump. You can't make sense of the inconsistencies from MAGA. You can't make sense of the inconsistencies as far as the messaging is concerned, what's actually happening on the ground. None of that is consistent. None of that makes sense. But boy, golly gee, there's two things that just continue to be true no matter what. And that's our military action in the Middle East seems to be directly benefiting Israel, if not Israel is running the foreign policy. And then here we see the Israeli lobby that runs our Congress, runs our media, and tries to steer all the different political movements into the pro-Israel cause. Everybody is witnessing this. It's one of the most obvious things. It's like, you look at these different things that we've witnessed under Trump, and this is why the whole QAnon conversation is actually curious now. If you look at all these things that have become so obvious since Trump got elected, it's like, okay, the fake news media, that's never been more obvious. The radical left, that's never been more obvious. How the government is weaponized against the people, that's never been more obvious. It's like all of these things have never been more obvious. And now we're at the phase of, yes, the most obvious thing getting exposed right now is Israel's influence over our media, over our Congress, over our government, over our foreign policy. It's the most obvious thing. And now we get to witness the people that are fighting for that. We get to witness the people that are actually foreign loyalists exposing themselves. And this is why the Q conversation is a little curious now, because it's like, well, this has all happened, whether you think it's intentional or not. But it did happen. And it is happening. Let's just go. I just want to dance in the ballroom and go see a UFC fight on the White House lawn. That's all I want. I don't care if I'm broke. I don't care if I don't have any money. If I don't have any freedom. If I don't even have a country anymore. Just give me a UFC fight in a ballroom. U.S. military says it fired on a tanker trying to transport oil from Iran. So apparently we're blowing up oil tankers. Trump says we're stealing oil tankers. I'll have that clip coming up. Are we really blowing up oil tankers? How many? Think about this. If we're heading towards a energy crisis, which a lot of people believe we are, if not already in one, if we are heading towards an energy crisis, why are we blowing up tankers? And why are we blowing up refineries? It's like, what are you doing? If you're in a cash crunch, it's like you don't have much money. Do you go burn the money you have? It's like, hey, I'm a little short on cash. Hold on, let me light this cash on fire real quick. It's like, hey, we're a little low on energy here. Here, let's light some of the energy on fire. It's just insane. Our leaders have gone completely psychotic, folks. The leaders of our planet have lost their fucking minds. They are out of their fucking minds. What are you doing? My God. You're blowing up schoolgirls. You're blowing up oil refineries. You're blowing up water reservoirs. What in the fuck is wrong with you people? Honestly. You know, I'll just say this too. We are reaching a point. We are reaching a point of no return. People are going to start reaching conclusions about this country that are going to be very uncomfortable. And the inevitability that follows when you've reached these conclusions is, well, what do we do about it? And those conclusions are going to be even more uncomfortable. But I think everybody can kind of see it. I think everybody can kind of see it. Everybody can kind of feel it. And maybe you look at what's going on with Ireland. I don't know if that's the best example, but it's just like, even with all of the people upset with the Carmelo Anthony verdict, it's still going the same direction. You might not agree with them, and I would say they're in the wrong. It doesn't matter. It's like everything is going in one direction. Our planet, specifically here in the United States, we are getting so raped by our government. We are getting so robbed and looted and twisted and deceived and lied to and gaslit by our government. It is getting so bad. I don't know what you do to calm this down. I really don't. I don't know what you do to calm this down, because eventually you're going to reach a point, if we continue in this trajectory. I don't know when it's going to be, but eventually you're going to reach a point where people are so broke and they're so desperate. It's like, look at how people are behaving in response to the Carmelo Anthony verdict. That's like an illegitimate, tiny response to a small issue. All things considered, not to negate the loss of life here. All things considered, the response to the Carmelo Anthony verdict is like a tiny percentage of a response to a very small issue. But the attitude that you see here, it's like once Americans reach this breaking point, they're all going to look and sound like that. They're all going to be chimping out. It's not going to be chimping out anymore. It's going to be like Boston Tea Party. And you're not going to be able to direct it. You're not going to be able to encapsulate it in some sort of a racial movement. You're not going to be able to direct it in some sort of a political direction for an agenda. No, it's going to be people that are just broke. And I don't mean like financially broke. I mean just spiritually broke. And there's going to be nothing left. And we're going to sit here and watch this clown show in D.C. and watch the politicians and all their friends get richer than ever. And they're going to say, hey, watch this UFC fight, peasant. They're going to say, hey, it's the golden age, peasant. Stop complaining, peasant. We're building data centers, peasant. We're stopping Iran from getting a nuke, peasant. Well, guess what? The peasants don't really give a shit about any of that. And the things that the peasants do care about, you guys aren't addressing any of it. And they're starting to get kind of pissed. They're starting to get kind of angry. I just don't like it. I don't like any of it. Because you know what's going to happen. They're going to just bring on the AI government. They're going to launch all of their robots, and you're going to be in a iRobot situation where you're on the streets and you're not lining up against police officers that at least have a beating heart. You know, you're not looking at another human in the eye and maybe having, you know, two souls in a moment there. No, it's going to be people staring down a line of robots. No soul, no eyes, no humanity. Once they take everything from you, once this parasite class that runs our country, once they take everything from you, they don't plan to be on the streets. They don't plan to put police on the streets. They will be putting robots on the streets, and they will be using their AI surveillance state data centers to track and trace everything you do. This is where it's going to go. And I don't know if it's going to be 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. This is the trajectory that we're on. And it almost feels like Trump and his friends have just accepted this. And instead of trying to stop it, they're going to speed it up by stealing everything they possibly can so that they can have 99% of the real world wealth, so that they can live it out in bunkers or skyscrapers, however they anticipate they're going to survive this thing that they're going to cause. They're just going to live it out in their bunkers that are going to be billions of dollars, or on their multi-billion-dollar yachts. That's what they're doing. And this is the conclusion that people are going to inevitably reach. And it's not going to be like people crashing out because they don't like a verdict from the Carmelo Anthony situation. No, it's going to be much worse than that. Middle East Crisis Live. Trump teases another Iran attack and claims U.S. secret mission moved 100 million oil barrels in Strait of Hormuz. Who knows? Is he making it up? Who knows? It's like he just makes stuff up, so you can't take anything he says seriously. Like this. Trump says Iran's military is a complete and total mess. So Trump has said, as he says again today, that Iran has no military. They have no missiles. They have no surface-to-air missiles. They have nothing. Iran has been claiming for months that Trump has been claiming for months that Iran has nothing militarily. Then how did they just down an Apache helicopter? So which one of these statements is true? Iran has zero military capabilities, or Iran downed an Apache helicopter. Which one is true? Both cannot be true. Both of these statements cannot be true. So I guess I'd ask MAGA, because you guys are much smarter than me. You guys got it figured out. MAGA's really figured it out. They're not getting fooled at all. So I guess I would ask MAGA then, which one is true? Can you imagine? This is like, man, I would actually like to see this. This would be like the greatest mental gymnastics you've ever seen. Like, who's considered the greatest gymnastics? Like, who's the greatest gymnast of all time? Like maybe Simone Biles or something. There's probably some Russian. Can you imagine the mental gymnastics? We're talking gold medal level mental gymnastics from MAGA. MAGA, tell me, does Iran have zero military capabilities, or did Iran down an Apache helicopter? Or are you going to put on a gold medal mental gymnastics display to explain to me how both of those things are true? I want to see that, actually. I kind of want to see it. And then you've got Pete Hegseth. He's down at Guantanamo Bay, and it appears he's getting the troops ready to invade Cuba. And he says, what happens when the future of Cuba is in the hands of the president of the United States and the leadership of Cuba? So, I mean, are we about to invade Cuba too? What are we doing, man? We're going to launch every single war except the war on the deep state. That's what it is. Every war except the war on the deep state. Or even the radical left, for that matter. So in the past 8 hours, this was funny. From Covey. In the past 8 hours, Trump has praised Allah, says he loves inflation, claims the U.S. is secretly stealing Iranian oil, and compared himself to MLK Jr. Yeah, guys, but come on. At least Trump is out here getting rid of the rhinos, right? At least Trump is out here fighting the good fight, getting rid of the rhinos like Lindsey Graham, right, guys?
You're listening to the Owen Report on the Win Network.
All right, guys, listen up. I've been telling you about our friends at Silent Bags and Faraday Bags for quite a while now. This weekend, as you see on the screen right there at slnt.com/Owen, they have begun their Father's Day sale, 15% off site-wide. slnt.com/Owen, 15% off site-wide at slnt.com/Owen. Now, here's why we love Silent Bags, because they come with military-grade technology that blocks your phone, laptop, tablet, whatever it is you have, from broadcasting a signal that you get tracked and traced with. Not to mention those dangerous radio waves that are coming off this technology as well, especially if you wear a fanny pack. I guess the political correct term for it now is a crossbody, but you wear it right around, you put it down there around your manhood. You don't want to be blasting that with cell phone waves. With the Faraday bag from Silent, you don't have to worry about that. You don't even need to think about it. Backpacks, concealed carry bags, crossbody bags, even dry bags for this summer. You're going to the pool, the beach, the lake. You need a dry bag. Go to slnt.com/Owen. Get it with the military grade technology so that you can't be tracked and traced, and you don't have to worry about those dangerous waves blasting you when you're carrying around your laptop or phone. So go to slnt.com/Owen. Right now, the Father's Day special is live. As you can see right there on the screen, 15% off site-wide. Use code COOLDAD at slnt.com/Owen. And you will be a cool dad. That I can guarantee you. You will be a cool dad when you're rocking a bag from slnt.com/Owen.
It's America's home for political play-by-play. It's the Owen Report with Owen Schroyer.
All right. Kind of been ranting a lot today. I wasn't intending on that, I have to tell you. I shouldn't be doing that. How do you guys like that? I'm doing the Trump weave today, actually. I'm weaving. I'm weaving, but I shouldn't be because I have so much news to cover. So let's get focused here. Let's start pouring through these headlines. And it's so nice to have Trump getting rid of rhinos. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Lindsey Graham wins primary over America First challenger. Lindsey Graham remains in the swamp queen. Lindsey Graham, definitely not a black-mailed homosexual. Lindsey Graham. And this is Trump getting rid of rhinos, as he claims. Lindsey Graham. I mean, isn't that... It's like, is this not the best example that Trump is not one of us anymore? I mean, is there a better example? Trump ally Lindsey Graham survives challenge from GOP's anti-establishment wing. And you know what's funny about this one? As I've said, I've expressed this a few times here. You know, I get more hate from the right now than I do from the left. I don't really get much hate from the left these days. It's still there. But no, I get more hate from the right. In fact, you guys probably see it in the chat every day. There's no leftists in the chat engaging in in hate and anger and rage. It's only MAGA. It's only MAGA and the Trump cult that comes into the chat here and freaks out and runs defense for their cult daddy. It's amazing you guys have the time to come in here and watch the show. Shouldn't you be at like a Trump, like I'm sure you have like a Trump statue in a closet or something you can go worship? It's nice you guys find the time to spend here with me and defend Trump, though. So you guys probably see that. No, I think it's a genuine question. Is there a better example? Because there's really no room for debate here. Like you might even, I would say the different things that we have issues with when it comes to Trump in the second administration, I'd say maybe there's some room for debate. Even on the Iran deal, which I'm obviously totally against, there's some, it's like there's some space for debate there, and we have the debate. There is no space in the room to argue that Lindsey Graham isn't a swamp creature. There is no space or wiggle room to negotiate that Lindsey Graham isn't a rhino. It's like this is all certified. This is cemented. This is done. There is no debate. And here's Trump riding with Lindsey Graham, endorsing Lindsey Graham, celebrating Lindsey Graham, campaigning for Lindsey Graham, while he claims he wants to drain the swamp, while he claims he wants to get rid of the rhinos, he's keeping Lindsey Graham around. Is that not the best example that this whole thing is a fraud? Honestly, I don't think there's a better example. And here's the proof to me. I'm critical of Trump, and I will always have on X if I post something even slightly critical of Trump. If I'm like, hey, Trump had a good day today, but not a great day. MAGA will be in there. Trump had the greatest day ever. Every day Trump has is the greatest day on earth. Trump is the great. Oh, Trump. It's like, okay. Every day it's like that on X. When I post about Trump supporting Lindsey Graham, MAGA is silent. Crickets. None of them show up. They know it. Lindsey Graham, what's the name from Lenny, if you watch The Boys? Lindsey Graham is their Lenny. It's like you're always going to be reminded when you see Lindsey Graham that you are now the swamp. You're always going to be reminded when you see Lindsey Graham in there that you are now the rhinos, and you'll never be able to deny it. He's your Lenny. You guys are the asshole. And I see this all the time. I see this all the time in these MAGA conversations. And they'll say something like, after Mark Lynch lost last night, they'll say, look, Tucker Carlson, 4 candidates all lost. Oh, what does that mean? It's like, wait, you guys are the ones that haven't figured it out yet. The neocons are in charge. We already know what this means. You guys just haven't figured it out yet. You're the neocons now. You're the swamp now. You're the rhinos now. And Lindsey Graham is the stamp of approval right on your forehead. And you all know it. All of MAGA knows this. All of MAGA knows that now that they're in the same boat as Lindsey Graham, you guys are the rhinos. You guys are the neocons. You guys are the swamp. They all know it now. And that's why whenever you say something about Trump and Lindsey Graham, they all go silent. They all go crickets all of a sudden. But if you say like, hey, I thought Trump's gold tie yesterday looked better than his purple tie today. Trump's purple tie today is the greatest purple tie you've ever seen. How dare you? Whoa. But then you say, hey, Lindsey Graham, all of a sudden it's crickets. They say nothing because they know what Lindsey Graham is. They know what it represents. And then there's Graham Plattner, who won convincingly. This is the Plattner thing is just crazy, isn't it? Israel looms large as Maine heads to the polls in Graham Plattner's Senate primary. So this is the guy, they say he had a skull and he had the Totenkopf skull and crossbones tattoo, Nazi imagery. So, he's got a Nazi tattoo. He's got this problem with women, apparently, all of this stuff. And then he goes out and he just dominated the primary. You know, what's funny is, honestly, the whole thing is just insane, guys. The whole thing is just insane. Because there is no way in 2016 or even 2020, maybe, there is no way that the Democrats would run a guy with a Nazi tattoo, because they were out here accusing Trump of being a Nazi and all of Trump's supporters of being a Nazi, which of course was, BS. In fact, how funny is that? For those that weren't around, if you go back to 2016 and 2017, I even bet you this would be a good exercise. Anybody could do this. You could probably record this and upload it on X and get viral video. Here's a free viral video idea. If you go do a Google search and you put in a timeline of 2016 and 17 and just put like Trump Nazi or Trump anti-Semitism, you'll find thousands of stories accusing Trump and his voters of all being Nazis and all being anti-Semites. That was their big push. Now, of course, Trump has done more for Jewish people and Israel than any other president probably combined. So they don't really make that claim anymore. But that was their big, we're going to keep Trump out of office. We're going to call him a Nazi. We're going to call him an anti-Semite. It didn't work. So now the Democrats just go ahead and they just say, Nazi tattoo, you're fine. And even the female accusations. So it's like, that was the other thing. They made all the accusations with the women against Trump. And now they do the same thing with Plattner and it doesn't work. So Plattner, Nazi tattoo, female accusations, wins easily in Maine, probably going to be the next senator. It's like, what in the hell? So when the left accuses somebody that's a Republican of these things, unacceptable. He's unelectable. Nobody should vote for him. But when it's a Democrat, then it's fine. At least in 2026, it's fine, at least for now. That is crazy. Now, I was looking a little bit more into this. Okay. where did this stuff start to originate with Plantner? Well, some of it was at the New York Times. And then the last one, right before here, several women who dated Graham Plantner recall unsettling behavior. So this is a New York Times exclusive. So this is a couple of the exclusives the New York Times have had going after Plantner. So, okay, you go down here. Katie Glueck. She's the one that's been writing a lot of this stuff. Glueck, a reporter for the New York Times, has been one of the reporters covering the exclusive Plantner stuff. Okay. Well, Glueck, did you know that Glueck received an award from AIPAC? Yeah, that's right. Katie Glueck, writing hit pieces on Graham Plantner for the New York Times, has received an award from AIPAC. She is an AIPAC-endorsed and award-winning journalist. For whatever that's worth. Just, just a thing out there. Graham Plantner shrugs off scandals to win Maine Democrat Senate primary. Shrugs off scandals. Amazing stuff. Then there's the inflation news, which is, I guess it's good now. Inflation is up. Look at these headlines. Inflation jumps to 4.2%, the highest score since early 2023. Oh, that'd be Biden-level inflation. That's right. Trump is now having Biden-level inflation. Inflation heats up to highest pace in 3 years, fueled by Iran war. But it's also not a war. So what are we doing? U.S. inflation tops 4% for the first time in 3 years as oil prices jump again. Yeah, your gas prices are up. That's good. Yeah, Trump promised. I mean, we all remember Trump promised us new wars. He promised us higher gas prices, and he promised us higher inflation and cost of living. So I don't know what are you panicans complaining about? Will you never be happy? Will these panicans never be satisfied? Trump said new wars. You got a new war. He promised a new war. Why are you complaining? You got what you wanted. Trump promised he would bring inflation to the same level that Biden had it at. Trump said he would get inflation rates up. He's done it. He has done it. It's amazing. Trump said he would get the cost of gas up, get the cost of energy up, increase that cost of living. He ran on these issues and he is delivering. I don't know why you panicans are complaining. You guys are never satisfied. He's doing everything he said he would. Consumer prices rose 4.2% annually in May, highest in 3 years. It's the golden age. Now the stock market is down today. Dow tumbles nearly 900 points, hitting session low into the close. I'm not sure what to think about the stock market. I've reached two conclusions that I am acting on, by the way. And my biggest mistake was, it was like 2 weeks ago or so. You may remember there was a big pump and it got back up around those record highs. And now it's crashed big again. I don't think the big crash is yet. I do think there will be a big market correction. I don't know if it'll be this year or next year, but I do anticipate a big market correction. Now, that's not advice, but that's kind of what I'm anticipating and how I'm playing it, by the way. I'm holding for one more pump and dump, one more big one, and then I'll probably pull out and reevaluate. So that's kind of the larger thing with the stock market. And this ties into the conclusion I've reached. But the other conclusion I've reached is a lot of this movement that we're seeing in the stock market. I said this the other day, and I still believe it's true. I think I was the first to say it. Others are starting to pick up on this. A lot of the movement you're seeing in the market is to prepare for the SpaceX launch, the SpaceX IPO. And folks, this thing is going to be so big because I think this is what people have realized. Again, I'm not giving stock market advice, but I'm playing it this way. The unfortunate thing is the SpaceX stock is going to open at least 135. So it's not a cheap man stock. But what people have realized is it's very likely that the SpaceX stock price could even 10x within a year. I mean, this thing is about to hit. I mean, no pun intended. This thing is looking like it's going to take off like a rocket. And, you know, some people will say those are the ones that always fall flat. Some people will say those are the ones that have the false start and then come crashing down. I don't think that's going to be the case with SpaceX. And there's at this point, there's way too much interest in making sure it takes off. This is going to, people that work at SpaceX or people that have a large stock portfolio, the millionaires are going to be created by this stock. SpaceX's stock, that's what people are betting on. They're betting on this stock launch making them millionaires. And a lot of people are making that bet. And I think a lot of people are pulling it out. I made it like it's a tsunami. Before a tsunami, you always see the water draw back into the ocean. That's what's happening. And then once the SpaceX launch hits, that's going to be the tsunami. I think this thing is going to be huge. And who knows what happens right before if people continue starting to pull out once this thing starts going up, if they start taking their money out of all the other stuff. And I guess a play could be, this was another potential play to make, just get rid of all your stock right now and put everything into SpaceX, at least for the launch, see what happens. But that's why I think the stock market is down. But I do anticipate a major correction, but I don't think this is going to be it. I don't think this is going to be it. I see some people disagreeing in the chat. We'll see. It's going to be interesting. This is how I'm playing it, though. Meanwhile, you know, and I said this the other day about healthcare prices. Oregon releases provisional 2027 healthcare insurance prices, and they're not pretty. Up 17% on average. Up 17%, 18% in Connecticut. And just looking at these stories, between Anthem Blue Cross, United Healthcare, Connecticut Care, and others, they're anticipating, it looks like this is going to be across the country, healthcare insurance costs going up double digits pretty much everywhere. And that's why it was so crazy. Honestly, it's like there's no way. How are people affording it? Honestly. I mean, these your healthcare bills monthly are not, it's like one of your biggest bills. Do you have a bigger bill? I mean, aside from, you know, whatever your living expenses, your mortgage or your rent, it's like other than that, your health insurance is probably your biggest expense. And we all know how the insurance industry works. You know, if you don't ever use it, if you don't ever need any health care or anything covered, then it's like, you know, you're not getting the money back. I wonder how many people, I don't know. I guess you could probably, maybe there's numbers on this. I wonder how many people are just have no health care right now because they can't afford it. My guess is most people, if they cannot get health insurance through their employer, they go look independently at healthcare options. They see the price and they just say, I can't afford this. I can't afford this. Even if I wanted to, I literally can't afford this. And that's what it is. It's unaffordable. But it becomes this communist exercise. It's like, I wonder how much I've paid for health insurance. And, you know, let's not ask for bad karma here, but, you know, thank you, praise God. I've never had any issues. I've never had any health issues. Again, praise God. If something happens, I mean, there's a reason why I have health care. If something happens, I want to be able to, you know, have health care. But I've never had to do it. It's like, I wonder how much money I have paid into healthcare insurance, and I've never spent a dime of it. I mean, it's probably tens of thousands of dollars that I've paid for in health insurance that I've never used. And then that doesn't, it's like I can't benefit from that. That doesn't earn me anything. That just pays for other people's health care. That just pays for a bunch of fat asses and smokers and people that don't exercise and, you know, have all kinds of unhealthy living habits. So really all I've done is paid for them. I can't tap into that money and say, hey, I've spent 20 grand on health care, fix my leg or whatever. I can't tap into that. That's gone. The unhealthy people, whatever. It's such a scam. It's such a scam. And that's why people are looking at these alternative options where you can basically, which is a more organic form of like communism, where you're not putting your money into a system that's just anybody can use and there's no limitations there. People are finding these smaller healthcare groups where you basically pool money, but the money stays there and it's you and this group that anybody can access it at any time. It kind of acts as just like a healthcare bank account, if you will. But I just can't imagine how many people, they go into, whether it's, you know, the Obamacare site or whatever, they get a quote and they're like, yeah, it's going to be $500 a month. They're like, $500 a month? I can't afford that. Okay, well, good luck. Now you got the inflation. So here's what Trump said today about the inflation. I mean, this is just, again, folks, you just can't take anything this man says seriously anymore. That's the reality of the situation, because if you do, Trump is now telling you high inflation is good.
Sure, the right people come into our country. I will. I will.
Are you concerned, Mr. President, about the latest inflation number which came out this morning? Could that be a
No, I love it. The numbers were great. You know what I really love? I love the inflation. You know why? Because as soon as this war is over, you know, I can say it now. Something you didn't know. Do you know we've been taking out millions of barrels?
You know what? Watching this again right now, I just realized it. I didn't realize it the first time. I realize it now. Folks, Trump has no idea. He literally has no idea. Trump probably thinks the inflation number is 2%. He doesn't know it's 4.2%. So he's responding to the in question. He thinks the inflation number is good. He doesn't even realize it's 4%. Not that it would matter, because he just talks out of his ass most of the time, if not all the time now anyway. But I actually think that's what's going on. And then I think he realizes this, and that's why he pivots and starts talking about how we're stealing oil from Iran. I think he realizes he goes into propaganda mode, which is, we have the lowest inflation ever. I'm the best inflation president ever. He doesn't realize the reason the reporter is asking the question is because inflation is back to Biden era levels, higher. And so now it's interpreted as, hey, he just said that high inflation is good. I don't think so. I don't think he knows the inflation number. I think he still thinks it's 2%, and that's why he's saying it's good. But then he realizes he has no idea what he's talking about, and he just took a fat dump instead of answering the reporter's question. So now he's pivoting to Iran. But he says, oh, I can't wait till the economy gets better after this war. He's been saying that for how long? How long have we been hearing this, guys? And now you're asking us as Americans who have already watched war. This is a forever war. See, the big lie is that this isn't a forever war. This is part of the forever war. The forever war is the United States of America and our military involved in the Middle East on Israel's behalf and for Israel's interests. That's the forever war. That's what's been specifically going on since after September 11th, 2001. But it's really been going on before that too, just not as driven, because obviously September 11th was used as the driving force to get the United States even more involved in the Middle East, which otherwise was entirely unpopular. And so reach whatever conclusion you want about what happened on September 11th or who did it. I'm not offering any opinion there. I'm simply saying the United States going into the Middle East was already extremely unpopular, and they were not going to be able to get the American people to support that. September 11th acted as the event to flip that narrative and get Americans to support that war. And now that's what we've done for 25 years. So to say this isn't part of the forever wars, this isn't part of the Bush era wars and the neocon wars, Bullshit. You're a liar. Anybody that's arguing that, I mean, I don't want to say they're all liars, but you're not being honest, or you're just not realizing the truth here. The forever war is that we've been in the Middle East for the last quarter century with nothing to show for it. That's the forever war, and Trump has us right back in the forever war. And now it's never been more obvious to the American people what it is we're doing over there. Like, why the hell are we still in the Middle East? Oh, now we see why. Benjamin Netanyahu, the Israeli lobby, the foreign loyalists. Now we understand why. So don't tell me this isn't another forever war. You're lying to yourself. You're lying to me. That's offensive to my intelligence. This is literally the same forever war. It's Israel bombing and doing whatever the hell it wants in the Middle East with our military for its own interest and its own agenda. That's the forever war. It's lasted my entire life, and we are sick of it. But so Trump just deflects now, says, oh, when the war was over, well, you said you weren't starting a war. Now you've been saying the war was over 38 different times, and the economy is not good. This whole thing is a disaster, Mr. President. It's a disaster.
Of oil. Nobody knows it. You know who doesn't know about it? Iran, until right now. We took out the other night 22 ships late at night with no lights because they don't have any radar because we blasted the crap out of it. We took out, that's why oil's $85 a barrel. I mean, you take a look. Remember when I did this, I said, look, the one bad thing will be we hit the best economy we've ever hit. And I said to my people, I had Scott, I had Howard, I had Pete, I had all of them. I had Todd in the room. I said, the one thing we have to do now, we had just hit the highest stock market in history, highest 401ks in history. Everything was going well. And I said, I hate to do this to you guys, but Iran's going to have a nuclear weapon very soon. We have to go and attack. So we hit them with the B-2 bombers.
It's just pathetic, man. It's just so pathetic. What a heartbreak. What a devastating heartbreak. What an absolute turncoat betrayer Donald Trump turned out to be as president. I mean, it just sucks. It just sucks. And you know what? Let's just be perfectly clear here. You know, if you like Donald Trump, the man, or whatever, it's like, this isn't a personal thing. Let's just take the personalities out of it. Let's take personal whatever out of this thing. Let's just be honest about the political situation we're in. Trump has fucked this thing up so badly. It's ridiculous. Anybody who is running defense for this, you are just absurd. This has been a disaster, folks. A disaster. Another foreign policy disaster. This is Trump's Ukraine. Iran is Trump's Ukraine. Just because the right wing pretends to like it, just because the American media that's run by the Israeli loyalists, just because they tell you that this is good and everything's going well and all this stuff, it's bullcrap. Iran is Trump's Ukraine during the Biden years. Iran is Bush's Iraq. Iran is Bush's Afghanistan. Whatever. It's like it's the same forever war. It's the same military industrial complex. Don't tell me otherwise. You want to know why our country is in decline? You want to know why we're all going broke? You want to know why things are so expensive? It's because we never stop war. And do you know why we're constantly at war? Because the Israeli lobby owns our government. It's that simple. It's not complex. It's not hard to understand. It's not anti-Semitic. It's the truth. It's the reality of the situation that you're in. And if you're not going to be honest about that, then it's never going to change. And that's the problem. People can't accept the reality, or they would rather lie to you because they have other interests and other agendas. But this is just ludicrous from Trump. This is just absolute ludicrousness from Trump here. It's offensive. It's disgusting. It's despicable. So how long do I have to hear this? How long do I have to hear about this war that we were never going to be in, ending very soon so we can fix the economy? Hey, I'm so glad Trump has no idea what's going on with inflation. I'm so glad Trump thinks that the economy is going great. But I'm just curious, since we know all of that's BS, I'm just curious, how much longer do I have to sit here and listen to, hey, we'll care about America once the war is over? I'm just curious. Hey, we'll address America's issues. We'll fix America. We'll do all the things we said we do for America when the war is over, which, by the way, isn't a war. I'm just curious when we get there. But hey, don't worry. In the meantime, you can't afford energy costs. You can't afford health insurance. You can barely afford anything anymore. But in the meantime, we're going to have a giant Trump birthday party with a giant UFC arena built outside the White House. We're going to try to build a ballroom. We're going to do all of these things for us. We're going to do all these things for the donors and the rich people that Trump is working for, including himself. We're going to do everything for them. And then maybe when all of that is done, maybe we'll address you. But here's what's going to happen. Oh, Trump's going to be out of office, just like the first administration. Oh, all of these great ideas, all of these things we want to do. Oh, we're going to get to them. We're going to get to them. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. And then, oh, time's up. Sorry, gotta go. Sorry. And then MAGA is going to be standing there holding the bag. Just sad. The whole thing is just sad. But hey, guys, we got the reflecting pool. And I will say, well, let's just go to the clip. Here's Trump talking about the reflecting pool today.
It was going to take 4 years to build, and we did it in like a month and a half.
So actually, Trump originally said it would take 2 weeks, and it took 2 months. Now, again, is this semantics? Does any of this matter? I don't know. You can make up your own mind. But the reality is Trump said it would take 2 weeks. That's what he said. And he said his people were going to do it and it would take 2 weeks. Then he said he has no idea who's doing it and it took 2 months. So that's the truth.
And we would have had a construction site out there for years and it wouldn't have worked when they built it. So when they told me what they were going to do, I said, that's not a good idea. I built many swimming pools as a builder. I built hundreds of them. And I got one of our contractors, I had him take a look. And he said, oh, we can do a great job. If you could
we should turn it into a swimming pool, actually.
just give us a decent surface. The surface was inside, so we sandblasted the surface. We fumigated it. We took out 11 dumpsters, big dumpsters full of garbage. It was all garbage. And some of the garbage was there for years. It was all disgusting. And it smelled. And anyway, we took 11 dumpsters of garbage out. With shovels. We had a shovel inside of what's called a pool or a lake, and got it clean. We then fumigated it. We then sandblasted the entire thing, washed it, cleaned it, scrubbed it, sandblasted it. Then we gave it a test. Then we rinsed it out. And
this is hilarious. We're now 60 minutes into Trump explaining the intricacies of cleaning the reflecting pool, which he also referred to as a lake.
We gave them a beautiful surface, and then they put a swimming pool topping, but industrial strength. It's industrial strength. It's used for tanks and lots of other things to hold water. And we worked out the ratios of expansion and contraction because, believe it or not, when you have something that's 2,500 feet long, there's tremendous expansion. And who would think of this? Only person that does it, like me. And they have a lot of expansion and contraction. So when we're putting the surface down, would leave areas that can expand and contract a little bit because it expands over 1.5 feet. Can you believe it? So I would have ripped it apart. So we left areas of expansion and contraction. We were testing it for 3 weeks, 4 weeks. It works great. And we just opened it last night and people are going wild over it.
Oh, they're going wild over it, guys. You know what? It used to be, things have changed so much now. It used to be you would bet on Trump coming out of these things on the right side. It's totally different now. Now you have to bet against Trump. Now betting against Trump is the smart bet. It's such a smart bet. I would bet within 2 years there's some disaster happens at this reflecting pool. Whatever crap he was just talking about, somehow it's gonna come back and be a problem. That's the new smart bet. He wasn't done, by the way. The madness continued, I think. I think the madness continued with the talks of the lake, the reflecting lake.
But the one that they're all talking about is the almost 2,500 foot long. That's taller than any building in the world, actually. There's no building that's 2,500 feet tall, I don't think.
Okay, and I don't know if that's true. So,
But it's like twice the height of the Empire State Building, as an example, and much wider. So we just got that open last night.
okay. Now look, I have no problem cleaning up DC. I like it, actually. I have no problem with this. I will say that I think this is totally being done because of Trump's birthday party this weekend. I think that's the only reason they're doing it, and that's why they were making sure it was finished by this weekend. This is all just to clean the house for Trump's birthday. That's all it is. Just Trump's about to have a big birthday party, so he called all the maids to come clean the house. That's all it is. But having said that, I have no problem with cleaning up DC. In fact, I'm for it. Let's keep our monuments clean. Let's keep our cities clean. I am a big proponent of that. Big proponent, totally support it. But it's like, why? It's the same thing with the border. Why am I celebrating things that should be considered basic? Border security. That's not something we should celebrate. Hey, I understand we're juxtaposing this against the Biden administration with the invasion and the open borders. I get that. And that's fine. But let's not pretend like having a secure border is like a major thing to say, hey, look, we've done it. We won. No, that's basic security. I don't pop a bottle of champagne when I lock my door at night. You know, I don't high five my neighbor when I close my garage when I get home. So it's the same thing with the reflecting pool. It's like, congratulations, you cleaned your house. Congratulations, your house is clean. It's like, why are you celebrating this? This should be basic stuff. And this is all MAGA can hang their hat on because they have nothing else. They can't hang their hat on the economy. They can't hang their hat on mass deportations. They can't hang their hat on no new wars. They can't hang their hat on deep state arrests. They can't hang their hat on getting rid of the rhinos. MAGA can't hang their hat anywhere other than, hey, we have a secure border. That should be basic. And hey, look, we cleaned the reflecting pool. Okay, that should be basic. Congratulations. I'm just curious to MAGA. Do you guys celebrate every night when you clean your butt after you take a Trump? It's now a Trump, I guess. It's not a Hillary, it's a Trump now. I'm just curious for MAGA. Do you guys have a grandiose, do you go high five your wife and everything like you just took a dump and now you're celebrating that you cleaned your behind? It's like, yeah, I cleaned my butt. It's basically what this is. Oh, you cleaned the reflecting pool. Congratulations. Do you wipe your ass too? All right, we got a secure border. We all support this. We all like clean. We all like security. Do you call your mom at night? Mom, I closed the garage. Mom, I locked my front door. Wow, son, I'm proud of you. Great work. This is the state of MAGA. This is how pathetic it is. This is how it's like you guys are desperate. You guys are desperate that you're taking victory laps over the reflecting pool. You're taking victory laps because we have a secure border. Like, this is basic stuff. This should be the most basic bottom line stuff. And this is pleasing you. You're okay with that. Is there really a big difference? I'm sure there is. I'd have to see it, but they're sharing these images. I mean, you can see it's a little different, but it's not even, the photos don't even do it justice. I'm sure it was dirty. I'm sure it needed cleaned, and I'm glad we did it. But let's not pretend like Trump cleaned it because he cares about the country. Trump cleaned it because his friends are coming to his birthday party this weekend. That's all it is. That's all it is. All right, a couple quick things here. And we'll get into some international stuff, you might say. This happened at a congressional hearing with Brooke Rollins. She continues to blame the Biden administration for the screwworm issue. And, it's not really working, guys.
Are struggling. You've supported aid packages for farmers hurt by Trump's policies. Would you also support a food aid package for working families who are just struggling to afford groceries due to increased costs?
So, Senator, the 3% is actually an average cost of food increase over the years. Under the last administration, it went up 20%. But the SNAP, I think, is really
Do you
important.
realize, Madam Secretary, with all due respect, how sterile that answer sounds
Well, let me
for the
finish.
person who's trying? You say, well, that's the mean cost. But right now, somebody's trying to buy groceries in Georgia and they can't afford it.
Well, but that's because of the Biden administration is the reason.
2
they can't
years later,
afford it.
that's your answer because of the Biden
yes.
administration?
Look at this. Look at all the prices that have come down.
The-
Avocados down
Why-
20%, berries down 13%, butter down 13%, eggs down 90%.
Grocery costs are up. You don't dispute that, right? Even as you call these individual items, you don't dispute that grocery costs are up in
The
America.
affordability question in America is real, and the work to bring those costs down continue. And within 1 year, the costs have significantly come down, with a few outliers, coffee, beef, et cetera. But on the SNAP program, sir,
Oh, yeah, a few outliers. No, that balances it out. Prices are not down, Brooke. But whatever. Sit here and do semantics about prices. What Warnock says here is right. You can't blame the Biden administration forever. It's like, and even if you want to believe that it's still everything is Biden's fault, this doesn't work. It's been over a year now, and you guys are not helping it. You guys are making it worse. Trump literally got us into a war, and that's why there's inflation. Trump literally got us into a war, and that's why energy costs are up. That's not Biden. That's not the Democrats. That's Trump. So what Warnock is saying here is right. Now, the other big thing that the Trump supporters and MAGA just refuse to come to terms with, Trump is the one that caused the original inflation. Trump is the one with the COVID era economic policies in 2020. Trump is the one that did the permanent economic damage. Now, Joe Biden was no friend of the economy. Don't get it twisted. Joe Biden was a disaster for the economy. Okay, this is nothing of an endorsement for Joe Biden's economic policies, just to be perfectly clear. But let's just be honest. The inflation and the money printing, that all happened in 2020 under Trump. Trump did that. The permanent economic damage was Donald Trump's policies in 2020 during COVID. That's what we're dealing with. That's the permanent economic damage with the CPI and the cost of living and the cost of producing. That's why these prices are so high and they're not coming down. Trump did that. Let's be clear. But even if you could play the blame Biden game, that game is over. It's expired. The time's run out. You can't do it anymore. And that's all they have. That's really all they have. But it just doesn't work. Nobody believes it. How much, I wonder, there's clearly a disconnect between Washington, D.C., the Trump administration, Trump himself. There's clearly a disconnect between them and the rest of us, just normal people, normal Americans. There's clearly a disconnect. They're totally disconnected from us. And I wonder, it's like, do they just assume that they can blame everything on Biden because he was unpopular or because he was senile? Or, it's like, do they just think that that's what they can do forever is just blame Biden and that's like their get out of jail free card? Because it's starting to come off that way. And they really don't even care that we're not listening. We don't want to hear about Biden. We want to know what you guys are doing. But it seems like they've really landed on this conclusion that, hey, no matter what, Biden is like our hocus pocus here. And whenever we get caught in a bad situation with policy, we're just going to blame Biden and the people will eat it up. It's not working. It's not working. But it looks like they are going to continue with that safety net, thinking that it lands their disastrous plane here but it's not registering. I don't hear anybody blaming Biden. I have to tell you, I don't hear anybody blaming Biden for the current state of the economy other than the Trump administration. That's it. Nobody else is blaming Biden except them. So you guys are kind of all alone on that. And they're going to say, well, we just need more time. And then time is going to run out. The economy is going to be a disaster. No deep state arrests, 4 ongoing wars. And it'll just be, hey, good luck, because, it was all Biden's fault.
You're listening to the Owen Report on the Win Network.
All right, we enter the third hour of the show. And what do I do to maintain energy and focus for 3 hours a day on air? Crash Out Energy. Go to crashout.energy and find out for yourself. 1 scoop of Crash Out Energy, 200 milligrams of caffeine, some raw caffeine, some naturally occurring caffeine, pomegranate flavor, great ingredients for focus, heart health, and energy. Visit crashout.energy to secure your canister. Made by me, a proprietary formula. There is nothing else like it on the market. When I need to do 3 hours of media with ultimate focus and energy, I reach for a canister and a scoop of Crash Out Energy. Get yours today at crashout.energy.
It's your favorite podcaster's favorite podcast, The Owen Report with Owen Schroyer.
Some of you got it. Some of you got that. We did expand the music library. While I was testing the connection last night after the technical issues, we expanded the music library. Your favorite music library in political media. Some of you guys got that one. Some of you halfway got it. Some of you got the right game, but you got the wrong level. Maybe someday we'll tell you. So we expanded. You'll hear some more new stuff in the near future, guys. All right. We're into the final hour of today's transmission. We still got a lot of news. We may have to do a little bit of bonus time. I can't do much, but we'll try for some. You know, I've got the Netanyahu stuff. I don't even know if I can stand this guy right now. Honestly, I really can't. I don't even want to play this monster. He's got to be. Is there a more evil man on the planet today than Netanyahu? I'm just curious. And if there are any other men more evil than him, I'd like to know what your measurements of evil are. I don't know if I can do it, guys. I'm just going to play it. I don't even think I can respond to it. It's just, it's just full mask off, guys. It's just full mask off. And I don't know. I don't know what else to say. It's unbelievable that the world stands for this. It's unbelievable that Netanyahu is still allowed to lead a country. It's unbelievable that our country is allowing this and a part of this. It's so despicable. It's so disgusting. I really don't even want to talk about it. But here's Netanyahu blaming Lebanon for all the death and destruction that Israel has caused in Lebanon. Here they are blaming Lebanon, and anybody that stands in the way, anybody that doesn't like it, they're all terrorists.
I have a message for you, the people of Lebanon. Israel is not at war with you. We're at war with Hezbollah, that has taken your country hostage, that does Iran's bidding, that uses your territory to launch terrorist attacks against Israel. Do you remember what Lebanon was like before Iran and Hezbollah turned it into a nightmare?
Actually, it seems like everybody remembers what the Middle East and even the world was like before Israel. And boy, it hasn't been peaceful since.
Remember the cafes, remember the culture, remember the calm. All that's gone because Hezbollah and Iran want to drag us into war over and over and over again.
And at this point, you have to assume everything Netanyahu says is projection. So here's Netanyahu. Israel is responsible for all the death and destruction. So they're going to blame the people that are standing in Israel's way. Israel is going to blame everybody else for what they've done. Here's Netanyahu blaming everyone else in the Middle East for what he has done.
You deserve better. Your children deserve better. You know by now that Israel will do whatever it takes to protect our families, our communities. Hezbollah is weaker than ever.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Israel will do whatever it takes, just like Carmelo Anthony. Understand? Get it, guys?
Stronger than ever. We've taken out nearly 10,000 Hezbollah terrorists so far.
Now, this part is hilarious. Oh, they've taken out 10,000 Hezbollah terrorists. Folks, listen to this. This is ridiculous. I shouldn't even be doing commentary. It's so important to understand the psychology here, folks. You're a terrorist in Bibi's eyes. The United States of America is a terrorist in Bibi's eyes. Lebanon is a terrorist. Hezbollah is a terrorist. Palestine. Everyone is a terrorist in their eyes. You understand? This is what they do. This is what Netanyahu and his Israel regime does. They label everyone a terrorist, and then they justify murdering you, raping you, kidnapping you, taking your property. This is what they do. And they're to the point now where they're like, oh, it's just every country on earth. Every country on earth hates us because they're terrorists. 10,000. We've killed 10,000 members of Hezbollah. Excuse me? So you're saying Hezbollah, good or bad, I'm indifferent. I want nothing to do with anything in the Middle East. Keep me out of the Middle East. I don't want to know about Hezbollah. But here's Netanyahu saying, oh, we've killed 10,000 Hezbollah, yet they're still fighting Hezbollah. So how many Hezbollah are there? 100,000? 200,000? You know, that doesn't really sound like a terrorist group. That sounds like something like a militia or even like a standing army. It's monstrous. It's monstrous. I'm not claiming all the world's problems are going to get solved if we get rid of Netanyahu and we stop the Israeli aggression and bloodshed and death and destruction that they've caused across the planet, specifically in the Middle East. I'm not saying all the world's problems are going to go away, but it's like, hey, man, that's kind of a big problem. It's like the earth is our home. You know, I've got some squeaky doors, maybe. I've got a toilet that's, got a handle that's jiggling. I've got a sliding glass door that's off the rails. Like, I got all these problems, but there's also a hole in the roof that is leaking and doing serious damage. I think I should address the hole in the roof. It's like, yeah, I'm going to address the hole in the roof. That's not going to fix the sliding glass door. It's not going to fix the jiggly toilet, whatever, but it's going to fix the big hole in the roof here. It's like Israel is like the big hole in the roof. Yeah, we got a lot of problems, but it's like, you kind of need to address this. This is getting out of hand here. And if we don't fix this hole in the roof leak situation, the whole house is going to come down. It won't even be livable anymore. That's the Israel situation. If Israel is not brought to heel, is it any doubt who the biggest threat to the world is? And they say, oh, it's this small country in the middle. You're just proving our point. You're just proving our point that this tiny little country in the Middle East has somehow managed so much power and leverage and influence that this tiny country in the Middle East is now viewed as the biggest threat to the world based off of their own track record, based off their own lust for death and destruction under Netanyahu's leadership. See, I shouldn't even be doing commentary on this. I got to pull out. I can't do it. I can't stand this monster anymore. I can't do it. I can't do it. I cannot do it. And now he's out here, anybody that disagrees with Netanyahu is an anti-Semite. He calls Erdogan an anti-Semite. Again, I'm not, it's like, I just don't want anything to do with Israel anymore. Please, I'm begging. Why is this such a controversy? And it just proves that all of these people are Israeli loyalists, whether they realize it or not. All of these people are foreign loyalists, whether they realize it or not. You are not American patriots. In fact, let me say something a little bold real quick. Because it is going to take patriots to save this country. And Trump actually falls into this category. I'll give him that credit. I will. But I'm to the point now where I look at the political commentary, political media world now, specifically on the foreign policy debates, and you have all these people pretending to be American patriots, but their entire online persona and business model is running defense for Israel. We all know it. We all see it. And many of them have taken the trip and have a relationship with Netanyahu. And I'm just sitting here, I'm saying, I noticed something. I noticed something about the Israeli loyalists on the right claiming to be American patriots. And I haven't found one that breaks this rule. Haven't found one. If you haven't been censored online, if you haven't been sent to prison, if you haven't had to go to court in defense of your politics, all the different things we've seen with political persecution, if you have not experienced any of that, to me, I'm sorry, you do not cross the barrier of patriot. Now, that's not to say if you're listening to this that you can't be an American patriot. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying in the scale that I'm in the arena that I'm in the political media and the political commentary world, in this arena where I have all of these foreign loyalists claiming to be American patriots, I'm going to check your resume. Yeah, I'm going to pull your resume here. You claim to be an American patriot, yet all I see you doing is defending a foreign country and showing loyalty to a foreign country. And then I noticed you've never been sued, you've never been censored, you've never been arrested. And yet you claim to be an American patriot in this arena. You're not. If you are truly an American patriot and you're in this arena with me, then you have either been censored or sued or arrested. And Trump falls into that category, by the way. I'll give him that. He does. But all these Israel defenders online, and it's like that's their job. That's all they do, pretending to be American patriots, defending a foreign country. It's funny. It's funny how none of them have been censored. None of them have been sued. None of them have been arrested. All the other stuff that comes along with it. It's amazing how that works, isn't it? Really an amazing. I'm sure it's just a coincidence. Well, maybe there's good news that we can finally get Israel off our back. You've got Netanyahu and Modi exchanging pleasantries today. And Netanyahu talking about how great India is, how much he loves Modi. Modi, oh, I love Israel. I love Netanyahu, going back and forth. This is great. This is great. Can we please pass Israel over to India? Like, hey, it's been nice, Israel. Yeah, been a nice relationship, whatever. You know, it sucked, but it's been nice. We're breaking up now, but it looks like you're ready to move on to India. Why don't you guys go leech off India for a while? You guys, it looks like Israel is the parasite of Netanyahu and the Israeli regime. They have found their new host. They were looking at Japan. They were looking at Asia. It looks like they've landed on it. It looks like they've landed on India. It looks like India is going to be the new host for the parasite known as the Netanyahu Israel regime. And I'm begging them, please go. Please go. Let's have a kind breakup. Let's keep it clean. You know what? It's been nasty now. It's gotten really bad. It's cascading into some real darkness actually now. I mean, this is getting this relationship between U.S. and Israel is getting really into a bad place. Really bad. Maybe it's time to just, before it gets really nasty here, it's time to just go our separate ways. And maybe we can both forgive and forget. You can forgive and forget all the hatred you've received. We can forgive and forget all the blood and treasure that we spent in your interest, in your benefit. And let's just give Israel over to India. Let's let India deal with Israel. Let's let Israel move its parasitic nature over to India. And let's just have the breakup. You guys are ready. You've got your next host. You don't need us anymore. Go, please, just go. Just go. Leave us alone. Please. Leave us alone. You don't need us. You claim you don't need us. You claim we need you. I'm willing to take that chance. Yeah, I'm definitely willing to take that chance. So please, this is a moment. President Trump, do whatever you got to do and just send Israel on its way. Let's just have the breakup. It's like, what more can we do for you? Like one more round of bombing. It's like, how many more rounds of bombing do you need? How much more cash do you need? It's like, oh, Israel needs one more diamond ring and Israel needs one more to beat up another neighbor or ex-boyfriend. It's like, all right, okay. All right, Israel, we'll give you one more diamond ring. Please don't nuke us. Don't do a false flag on us. Like, get out of our politics. Let's have a clean breakup here. It's like, this is the negotiation. Like, this is the hostage negotiation. It's like, hey, clean breakup. What do you want? He's like, oh, we need another 100 billion. And we want one more round of bombs. We need you to kill at least another 100,000 Muslims. How about 10? This is how you have to negotiate with Israel. It's like, no, death. There must be death. You must kill 100,000. 10,000? Can we bomb 10,000? Is that all right? Can we just kill 10, please? It's like, don't make me want 1 million. It's like this is like you're going through divorce court with Israel. It's like, we demand another 100,000 Muslims killed. We demand another 24 karat gold diamond ring. It's like this. It's like, all right, just, okay, fine. One more round of bombing. One more diamond ring. It's like, all right. And then you're go, right? And then we're good. It's like, we're good here. You'll get out of our business. You'll leave us alone. We can be independent again. You won't false flag us anymore. You won't gaslight us anymore. You'll quit coming on our media tours. Like, you'll leave us alone. It's like, this is a good deal. And then they can go run off to Israel. And we'll sit here and we'll watch them get remarried. 5 minutes after we get divorced, they'll go marry India, because that's how they roll. And I say, go. Let's go, man. Sooner the better. Come on, Trump. You can save everything. It's not over, Trump. The game's not over. You can save everything. It doesn't even have to be nasty. It doesn't have to be a big, like, nuclear, political, geopolitical fallout. Just make a deal with Netanyahu and say, this is it. One last run. It's like, break up sex, whatever you want to call it. Like, hey, this is it, bud. This is it. We're done. All right. We can still be friends. We can still talk, maybe see each other. We'll go to the same political, geopolitical events. We're done. You're out. We're moving you out of the house. You're taking all your things with you. You're taking all your pets with you. Take it all. We don't want it. Get it out. Yeah, go move to India. Go marry India. The minute after we divorce, go marry India. That's fine with me. Good for you. We get it. You're basically a political gold digger. You need to be married all the time. It's like, all right, go. You can still pull this off, Trump. You can still save your legacy. And it really is. There's 100 things you need to do. This is just political advice. That is the one thing that will save your legacy. If President Trump is the guy that gets Israel off our back, if President Trump is the guy that finally ends the Israeli influence and control over the different institutions of our country, if Trump pulls that off, all will be forgiven, and he will go down as the hero of the modern political age. And we will then go into a golden age. That is what would launch the golden age for American sovereignty and independence, not tied down to this disgusting state of Israel under Netanyahu anymore. It's like, now we're clean. It's like, hey, baby, I'm single again. It's like, that's telling the world, like, hey, baby, hey, we're open for business again. We're not tied down to this war, death, and destruction addicted country over here. This psychotic, paranoid, schizophrenic state over here. We're not with them anymore. We're free. We can do business. Don't point, you see Israel killing a bunch of kids. That's not us anymore. Hey, we're clear. And then the golden age can start. And then the true golden age, that will be the changing of the guard. That would be the big political reform that we voted for. Doesn't mean everything was perfect. Doesn't mean we got everything done. No, that's real reform. That's a real agent of change. Perhaps I'm begging for something that would never happen, but it's worth a shot. You can still save everything, Trump. You can still say everything. You can still save it all. Just tell Netanyahu to go get bent in a very polite way. Say, thank you. It's been nice, but we're done here. Good luck. You say you want to be on your own. Off you go. Enjoy. We're done. Take your things. No hard feelings. We're not friends anymore. We can be associates. We can still be friendly, but we're not with you. We're not in a relationship anymore. And the whole world will celebrate. And that will finally start to balance things in the Middle East to such a degree that I think the death and destruction might actually stop. So yeah, you know what? I will beg Trump to do that, because I do care about the country and I do want to see it improve. But as long as we're in these forever wars, and as long as Israel has more influence over our government than we do, it's never going to happen. Never going to happen. I don't care if you think Israel is good or evil. Doesn't matter. As long as their influence is bigger than ours, we don't have a country. And that's the big realization. And that's why people don't want to vote for the Republicans anymore, because there's no point. Say, well, the Democrats are this, the Democrats are that. Well, the Republicans are just Israel. So what do you want? I mean, I'm sorry, I'm not a foreign loyalist. I'm sorry, I'm not a traitor. So, yeah, if these are the options we're left with, guess what? Many people are going to vote for Democrats. They're going to hold their nose. They're going to close their eyes. They're going to squint. They're going to squish their face. Ugh. And they're going to vote Democrat because they'd rather vote Democrat than vote Israel. And that's all what a Republican vote looks like now. That's just how people feel. Just telling you as it is. All right, but the World Cup. So the White House is running like one last push. You know the World Cup starts tomorrow, guys. The World Cup starts tomorrow. I got to tell you, I'm really excited. I've been talking about the World Cup. I'm really excited. It is the biggest event in the world, you could argue. A lot of opportunity for slopping it up in the sports gambling world. Oh yeah. I'm liking Spain. I got Spain all the way. So I'm just going to Spain all the way, baby. Every game, everything. I'm on Spain all the way. Thinking maybe looking at France too, but I'm really just convinced on Spain right now. Maybe we'll slop it up with some action tomorrow. But so the White House is putting out a bunch of pressers. They're saying the World Cup will be the biggest ever. It's not looking that way. It's looking like a flop. And it actually opens in Mexico. So the World Cup is actually not even opening in America. It's opening in Mexico. But whatever, I'm excited. I love the World Cup. It's a global spectacle. It's the biggest event on earth. So I'm excited. But it's not hitting. There's like barely any marketing. The Trump branding of it actually makes it stink now. Now on the ticket front, so this was a pretty incredible story. Now I witnessed this because I was marketing, I was ticket hawking. Joe Pompliano wrote this explaining what I was witnessing. I didn't know that this was going on. I just saw it. I didn't understand why. How FIFA turned the World Cup into a cash grab. FIFA says World Cup tickets are so expensive because it has received over 500 million requests, but the data tells a different story. So, a lot of this is behind a paywall, but let me tell you the gist of it here. It was really strange what happened. Now, if you ask, I am like a ticket hawk master. You ask anybody that knows me, I doubt you're ever going to see somebody that is as much of a ticket hawk than I am. And you know what? I got a lot of experience. I got a lot of experience since I was probably even too young of my father teaching me how to ticket hawk. And now I've taken that knowledge into the digital world, and now you can ticket hawk online. So I can basically, if I want to, I know how to ticket hawk a market and sit where I want for the price I want. It's an effort, but I can do it. So I've been watching the World Cup because, as I said, I wanted to take my dad for Father's Day. So I got my dad World Cup tickets. We're going to go for Father's Day. And I've been watching the markets because I'm waiting for a seat I want at a reasonable price, but you have to monitor the markets like 3-4 times a day, just in and out to keep tabs on it. And then hopefully you catch the, you catch the, what do they call it in Harry Potter? The snitch. And then you catch the snitch. So that's what it's like ticket hawking. But what was happening, it was about till 2 weeks ago, you couldn't even buy tickets. And it made no sense to me because the ticket markets were open, but you couldn't buy tickets. And you're hearing me say that. You say, oh, and this, what are you saying? That doesn't make sense. That was the deal. The ticket markets were open, but you couldn't buy tickets. So you'd have to go online, and they had these different groupings, and you'd pay like $700 for group B1 or whatever, and you have no idea where your seat is. None. You just buy into this group, and then they eventually send you a ticket. You have no idea where it's going to be. You might have a general sense, like first deck, second deck, third deck, but middle of the field, upper, lower, like you have no idea. And it was like this all till like 2 weeks ago. So what happened was people kept sending these requests because people are dumb at the end of the day. I mean, even I was like, what the hell is this? So people were probably sending a request 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times to try to get these tickets, thinking it was some sort of an error because it was open, but there were no seats. And so they just kept sending it. They botched this deal so bad. Honestly, let's hope there's not empty stadiums. If there are empty stadiums for this event, I'm going to tell you this right now. It will be the biggest disaster the World Cup has ever had from a fan experience. A World Cup game should really, almost 0 games should have an empty seat. None. There should probably be 0 games with an empty seat. Now, if you want to argue now that you've got, these 100,000 seat stadiums and, Bosnia and Herzegovina versus Caracas or something, it's like, yeah, okay, maybe you understand if it doesn't fill for that. 90% of the World Cup games every seat should be filled. I have a feeling you're going to be seeing some empty stadiums. And that is unbelievable for a World Cup. Unheard of. And it's because, honestly, the Trump branding of it, not good. All the different travel restrictions, keeping people from coming in. All the different weird stuff with ICE has people freaked out. The ticket prices, the complete botch of selling the tickets. Man, it's like, how can you screw up the easiest thing to get right? The World Cup is the easiest thing to get right. All you got to do is have the stadium and sell the tickets. That's all you got to do. And they turned it into this giant ordeal. And now the White House is looking at a disaster here. And they're like, uh-oh, I guess we better start marketing this. And then the FIFA president comes out and he's asked, well, why is Iran or Israel allowed to participate or Ukraine allowed to participate, but not Russia? Well, actually, he was specifically asked about Israel. In the follow-up, they didn't answer. He was asked why Israel is allowed to compete despite Netanyahu being wanted for war crimes and the IDF regarded as the most evil army in the world. This is just a fact, no matter how you feel about Israel. The vast majority of the planet looks at Israel as the most evil country on the planet. And the president of FIFA says, oh, well, I'm sorry. We can't get into geopolitical issues. We don't do geopolitical issues. Of course, the follow-up is, well, then why is Russia banned? Isn't that funny? Why is Russia banned? All right. Man, we still got so much to cover here. Let's look at this Carmelo Anthony stuff. It's really so sad. And when I was doing the interviews, because people were pushing back on me, when I said that no matter what the result of the Carmelo Anthony trial is, no matter what the verdict is, it's going to radicalize people. And I got a lot of pushback, especially on the right. It was all healthy. It was all good debate. So I did a couple interviews about that. And I was explaining that, they're talking about, hey, the witnesses, the facts of the case. I'm like, look, you have to understand something in America today if you're going to do commentary. Most people do not care about facts. And you can interpret that as they know the facts and they don't care, or they don't care enough to know the facts. Slice it either way. Most people do not care about the facts. And so that's why I said they could have a video of Carmelo Anthony saying, I'm going to go into the tent and kill Austin Metcalf. And then he goes on film and kills him and says, yes, I killed him. They still wouldn't care. They would still say Carmelo Anthony is innocent and shouldn't spend a day in jail. These people do not care about facts. So you're witnessing this in such an extreme way. And I think there's a fair pushback to say, well, this is an extreme, limited amount of people. Most people don't feel that way. That's true. So if you want to say, oh, you're cherry picking the worst examples, okay, all right, I'll accept that as fair criticism. But there's plenty of these examples. And I don't think it's fair to say that this mindset or this ideology applies only to the people that we have here today. No, this is a very common mindset. I think specifically in certain pockets of Black America that they're just so disenfranchised by everything, whether it's realistic or not, doesn't matter. And they just see this as a tribal thing. It's Black people against the world. And you're starting to see this mindset. You're starting to see this psychology play out now, specifically after the verdict in the Carmelo Anthony trial, which, by the way, I think he got a very lenient deal. I thought he would get life with parole. I thought that would be fair. Instead, he got 35 years with parole. By the way, and this is why I think this is way too lenient personally, Carmelo Anthony will be eligible for parole when he's 36 years old. In other words, when Carmelo Anthony is eligible for parole, he will be younger than I am. Younger than me. Now, does that mean he's going to get out at 36? I doubt it. But he could. He could potentially be out before he's 40 years old. He could potentially be out as a younger man than I am right now speaking to you. So I don't understand anybody that thinks he got a bad deal here. I think that if anything, Carmelo actually got probably a good deal, personally. I'd say 35 with parole is probably about as good of a deal that he could have gotten. Now, I think that this is how the judge interpreted it. Because there's no cameras in the courtroom, it makes it a lot harder for us to interpret it. So you don't want to say something that you don't have the evidence to review. So I kind of precaution you here with my commentary. None of us saw the videos of the witness testimony, so it's hard to kind of read into that. But it looks like to me the conclusion that was reached by the judge, maybe it's fair, maybe it's not. It seems to me the conclusion that was reached by the judge was that Carmelo Anthony did kill. Obviously, he killed Austin Metcalf, but he's not a killer. If you understand that, I mean, you get what I'm saying. He did kill someone, but he's not a killer. He's not somebody that's a killer. That's not who he is. Now, I don't know. You might disagree with that opinion, but it seems like that's kind of where the judge was at with the sentencing to not give him life. Is based off of the witness testimony. He doesn't view Carmelo Anthony as a killer, but he did kill someone. And so that's why he didn't give him life. That's my interpretation of the sentencing. And who knows, maybe that's the truth about it, maybe not. All kinds of crazy stuff when you talk about stabbing somebody to death because they shoved you. And by the way, before I go to these clips, the craziest part about this is how unbelievable, I don't know if you would even call it bias. It's like, it's not even, it's so ridiculous, it almost doesn't even fall into bias. But let's say bias, tribalism, whatever. They've reached the conclusion that in all of this, Carmelo Anthony is the victim. The victim. He killed somebody. And if you, it's like, because I just look at this as, I mean, I don't even think it's that uncommon. Most people listening to this have probably been in some sort of a tenuous situation in something that would otherwise be a rather trivial, normal thing, like a track meet, basketball game, a party. There's a little tension. Somebody gets shoved. Okay, a little skirmish. People go their opposite ways. It's like, how many times have you witnessed that in life? 100 times? I mean, 1,000 times? And I've never seen anybody get stabbed. After a skirmish, a scuffle, a punch, a shove, whatever, a party, a ball game, anything. I've never seen it result in a stab. So that makes you wonder what was really going on with Carmelo Anthony's head. And I think there are legitimate questions there. It's like, well, what is the deal? Was there a motivation? Nothing came out in court, but okay. So here's what's amazing to me. Here's the thing that nobody is talking about when they say Carmelo Anthony is the victim here. Or somehow this is some like a racial Like he's a victim of racism here, even at the event. And I'm sitting here, I'm like, well, hold on a second. It's so the opposite. Carmelo Anthony was treated so friendly, you could even argue, that he stabbed somebody to death and nobody beat the shit out of him right then and there? Are you kidding me? I mean, I'm sorry. Again, this is like, I hesitate to even talk like this, but let's just tell it like it is. I mean, I've been in fights, or I've had a situation where people either crossed me or crossed the wrong person in a fight. I mean, I've seen people get stomped down for a lot less. I mean, I've seen people get jumped and for a lot less. And somehow, Carmelo Anthony stabs a guy to death in the heart, and he's able to get out of there completely unscathed. Now, I wonder, maybe that says something about Austin Metcalf's track team and his friends that were in there. But, I mean, I wonder if you're in a group of Carmelo Anthony's friends and somebody came up and stabbed Carmelo and he was around his friends, I wonder if that person would be left to exit the premises without a scratch on them. To me, that's amazing. I mean, I can't even believe that. It's like, if I'm out at a deal and you throw a punch at my friend, I'm at least, you're going to feel something. It's like, you're not going out of there completely unscathed. Carmelo stabs him in the chest and leaves the tent completely unscathed, and somehow he's the victim in this situation. Like, nobody even grabbed him. I don't want to go any further. Let's go to the clips here. This stuff is so unreasonable. This is one of the legal representatives after the verdict.
Let her talk. This was a legal lynching that happened here today. We can't hear. All right. I said, as a former prosecutor, this was a legal lynching that happened in this slaughterhouse. This is a slaughterhouse. This is not a courthouse.
It's a lynching. It's a slaughterhouse. Who died? I'm just curious. Who died? Lynching, that insinuates somebody died. Slaughter, that insinuates somebody died. Who died? Because it wasn't Carmelo Anthony. So who died? Who did the slaughtering? Who did the lynching? Carmelo Anthony's still alive. And this is such reversal of reality. It's like, it honestly needs to be studied. There needs to be, like, these people need to be taken in and studied. Like, someone needs to grab that woman and say, hey, we're going to have a psychological experiment to understand how you reach the conclusion that the person that is still alive and killed someone is the victim of being slaughtered. Even though he slaughtered someone, he's the victim of being slaughtered. I'd love to actually have a psychological analysis of how this brain works, how you reach these conclusions. Someone needs to grab her and bring her into a psychological experiment to understand how they reach these conclusions. I think we could all guess how they reach these conclusions. It's pure racial tribalism, but let's find out. I mean, let's actually do a psychological study and find out. So you're seeing a lot of videos like this today. These are just outright threats.
Collin County, Dallas, Texas, Arlington, Grand Prairie, Irvin, Downward, Plano, Denton, Keller. It ain't safe for none of you white folks to come out this weekend. I'm giving y'all a fair warning right now. And guess what? It's going to be a bunch of niggas outside that look like me. And we ain't out there with no pocket knives. We out there with these. I guarantee y'all going to pay for what that judge just did to Carmelo. If you don't believe me, bring out bold ass.
Wait, what?
Carmelo. If you don't believe me, bring out bold ass. Bring out bold ass. Bring out bold ass. Bring out bold ass out this weekend and put on your Austin Metcalf shirts and see what happened to you. Collin County, Dallas, Texas, Arlington, Grand Prairie, Irvin, Downward, Plano, Denton, Keller.
it ain't safe for none of you white folks to come out this weekend. I'm giving y'all a fair warning right now. And guess what? It's going to be a bunch of niggas outside that look like me. And we ain't out there with no pocket knives. We out there with these. I guarantee y'all going to pay for what that judge just did to Carmelo. If you don't believe me, bring out bold ass, bring out bold ass out this weekend.
All right. So trying to keep up with the logic here. So because of a decision a judge made, all white people have to pay physically. The price is violence. Okay. And this is because a judge put Carmelo Anthony in jail. It's like, where is the baseline that is supposed to be the starter here that Carmelo Anthony stabbed a kid to death? It's almost like this is totally irrelevant to their thought process. Carmelo Anthony stabbed a kid to death. This means nothing to them. Means nothing. I don't understand that. I don't understand why the fact that Austin Metcalf is dead doesn't even register with these people's final conclusion. It's like it never happened. It's like it literally never happened. Carmelo Anthony never even stabbed Austin Metcalf to death. That's basically how they're interpreting all of this. And the physical violence is already happening in response. Here's one example. He's filmed the whole thing, too. He filmed the crime. He has a video he's filming. He says he's down to hit a cracker and free Carmelo. I don't know. You can try to figure out what that says.
Hey, wasn't you on jury selection?
No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't. Seriously. No, he wasn't. He wasn't.
He was on jury selection.
He's a vet, dude. He's a vet. He's a
So this guy just walked up and slapped and punched somebody who's a veteran because he was white and he wanted to. So here's what's going to happen. This person won't even end up in jail, I bet you. Here's what's going to happen, and I have kind of a video coming up about this. There's a new criminal psychology happening here, which is I'm going to commit a crime, but then I'm going to have my backdrop to justify my crime. So now what you have is people are going to be going around attacking white people and blaming them for Carmelo Anthony. It's like when somebody goes out and attacks somebody and says, oh, you called me the N-word. Or somebody goes out and prosecutes and destroys somebody's life and says, oh, you're an anti-Semite. It's the same thing. So this is what they're going to do now. And just like we saw yesterday with that one guy who got into it with the older white guy, the younger black guy that got into it with the older white guy. And he said, oh, you said something to a woman. You did something to a woman. Oh, give me a break. Give me a break. He says, oh, you approached a woman, so I'm going to beat your ass. And now that's happening. And that's exactly what happened. This guy starts beating a white man up, and he says, oh, you insulted a woman, so I'm going to beat your ass.
Don't say no crazy shit again. You hear me? Yeah. I didn't come up here to play with you. I didn't come up here to play with you. Let me hear something else out of you. You said something else out of nigga. I'm really that nigga.
Video shows the man punching the clerk and knocking him into a cooler after telling him not to say crazy things to a woman again.
So this is it. This is their new justification for violence. Folks, this is so bad. Look, I hate the race stuff. And the truth of the matter is, you and me, 99.9% chance we're going to get through this day and the next and the day after and every other day without racial problems, or at least any serious ramifications for the color of our skin. That is the real experience. But we're entering this realm now where the odds of you experiencing a violent crime against you based off of race is increasing, and they're justifying it. And they've got all these different excuses now. Oh, you talked bad to a woman. Oh, you called me the wrong word. Oh, Carmelo. I mean, it's just, this is getting bad, man. And this breaks my heart for the country. because there will be victims. There will be victims of violence because of this. And then that's going to create real racism. So they are trying to create real racism here. And then you're going to have white people that are unfortunately going to start reaching conclusions about black people that are going to be outright racist. And what are you supposed to do? What are you supposed to do when you see this stuff? I don't know, guys. I actually think this is worse than I anticipated. And people are giving me credit because they're saying, hey, you called it. Folks, this is worse. I didn't think it would get this bad. I thought it might be a local community issue with maybe some protests and some strife and some stuff in the local community. I did not think it was going to be this bad. This is worse than even I thought.
Ain't no fucking judicial justice for black people. How many motherfucking decades and decades have to go by where you don't receive that? Your justice is fucking frontier justice.
Again, it's as if Carmelo Anthony never killed Austin Metcalf. It's like it didn't happen. It's just like it never happened, and Carmelo Anthony is randomly in court going to jail for something that never happened. That's the mindset here. That's the approach here.
They kill one of y'all. You kill one of them.
Who's dead? Who died? Who died in this situation? And by the way, the answer is not a black man. It's a white man. The white man is dead. The white guy is dead. Who died? What are you talking about? I can't do this anymore. I'm going to move on. I've got all these videos. I'm moving on for the sake of time. I will tell you, Jake Lang got arrested for, apparently he's in a jail on $1 million bond right now. He said something threatening, apparently outside of the courtroom, enough to land him in prison. You know, I told Jake, I told him, I was like, look, you got to be safe. You got to be smart. And bring on your opinions of Jake in the chat. This isn't about, say what you want about Jake. Say what you want. I'm not here to defend Jake, but I warned him. I said, if you continue to do this, you know what's going to happen. And maybe that's what he wants. I don't know. But I told him, I was like, Jake, I'm not, because he always sends me his stuff. You know, he always wants to come on the show and have me cover his stuff. And I have a couple times. And, you know, we had an issue in the past and we came on air and we dealt with it and we talked it out. And so that's fine. But I told him, I was like, Jake, I'm not going to sit here and support you just destroying your life, bro. It's like there's a line of political activism and then you're inevitably going to destroy your life. I'm not going to be a part of that. And again, say what you want, think what you want about Jake. I think this is ridiculous that he is in jail with $1 million bond, which was higher than Carmelo Anthony's bond, by the way. You know, the guy that killed someone? Jake Lang's bond is higher than Carmelo Anthony's bond. And Lang is out there, whatever you want to say about what he said. How many threats did we hear outside of that courtroom? And Lang is the one guy that gets arrested with $1 million bond? Somebody explain that to me. But I told him every time he tries to come on, like, Jake, I'm not going to be a part of your self-destruction, bro. I'm not going to do it. We had our beef. We squashed it on air, whatever. I'm not going to sit here and be a part of your self-destruction, dude. You do you. You make up your own mind. You do political activism as you see fit. And I'll give you credit. You do it. But I told him, I'm not gonna sit here and support you. Just, you know, you're inevitably going to destroy your life doing this. And this is an unfortunate example. I think this is a horrible miscarriage of justice. I cannot believe that Jake sits in prison with $1 million bail, which is 4 times what Carmelo Anthony's bail was. And of all the different threats that we heard outside of that courtroom, he's the one. Whole thing is weird, man. Whole thing is weird. You know, when are we going to, here's the problem. When are we going to start taking justice seriously in this country? That's the problem. We don't take justice seriously. Not at the top, not at the bottom. Police hunting for creep accused of breaking into 8-year-old's NYC bedroom, sexually assaulting her. Now, let me tell you something right now. If and when they find this guy, and we'll learn about him, whoever he is even from here, who knows. If and when they find this Tishon male, who I'm assuming has a record, considering this appears to be a mugshot of the man with his name, it appears he must have a record if this is a mugshot. So this is already a criminal that's been through the system, gets put back out on the streets, stalks an 8-year-old girl's bedroom and sexually assaults her. This guy should never not be in jail for the rest of his life. I mean, this is insane. This is the problem. We have a justice system that lets psychotics walk amongst us. Psychotics, people with massive criminal records. I mean, what was that one story recently? Somebody had like 200 prior arrests and just killed a woman, just killed an innocent woman with 200 priors. This is clown world, bro. Clown world. And you have this now with major riots. The whites are chimping out in Ireland after the story of the, there's images of this. It's bad. Beheading suspect entered UK via asylum loophole. So this guy goes out, he comes into the country, into the UK through the asylum process, and then he tries to behead a man on the streets. I mean, this is like, what? Clown world. Clown world. They'll probably let him out of jail. They'll probably claim he was a victim even. And, you know, I'm not going to show the images of the guy. It's gruesome. But let me see if I can find the story. There was it was just a couple weeks ago. Yeah, here it is right here. This was from June 1st. This was less than 2 weeks ago in Belfast, where this event happened. New Belfast mayor highlights drive towards diversity in the city. That was published June 2nd. Well, I guess it was originally published June 1st and they edited it. Point is, that was published a week ago. And less than a week after they say we're going towards diversity, one of their diversity initiative clients tries to behead a man in the streets. Diversity is death in this instance. When you're trying to politicize diversity, you're gonna get people killed. So, he gets into the UK via asylum. What did an Obama judge just do in America? An Obama judge just said we can't have any limits on asylum seekers. So an Obama judge just said we can bring in anybody, as many asylum seekers as we want. And yeah, you know what? They might behead an American in the street. Too bad. So what? That's a price worth paying for diversity. And this is what they're arguing. Let's see here. You know, we didn't get into it yesterday. We got the Knicks Spurs again in Madison Square Garden tonight. I have a feeling New York City is going to be a bad place to be. I wouldn't suggest being on the streets. I think win or loss, I think New York City has some problems tonight. But I told you they'd blame Trump for that loss. Trump curse. Furious Knicks fans blame President Trump for jinxing his team winning streak as they lose to Spurs. Told you that. Knew that was coming. And they're all pissed off. The headlines were he caused all this. He caused a total headache for Game 3, and then people couldn't even go watch it in the streets and all this, security and everything. And then he just falls asleep. He slept through the game. Oh, that's funny. And take a look at this too. 1999, a ticket to Game 4. The last time the Knicks were in the finals at Madison Square Garden, 1999 tickets were $60, guys. $60 to get in. Now it's going to cost you $6,000, an 11,000% increase in less than 30 years for a ticket. How do you explain that? That is obviously the inflation, but that's beyond inflation. $60 to $6,000 to get into a Knicks playoff game, finals game. Yeah, and we didn't even get into the videos of all the brawls and everything that happened outside on Monday night. I'm gonna get rid of all those. I have a feeling though it could happen again tonight. I have a feel, win or lose. Win or lose, I think it is going to happen again tonight. Unfortunately, I do. All right. Let's get to the super chats before we have to sign off today. We made it, guys. That's nice. How about that? We made it. We made it all the way. Yeah, apparently we're bombing Iran right now. I think we all knew that was coming. Trump says new attacks are happening on Iran. No, they're happening right now. All right, let's go to the super chats, guys. Why won't this damn thing? All right. All right, as we do, we finish the show with super chats every day. Thanks to everybody for the super chats. We made it through so far with no issues, guys. Maybe that was putting the backup wireless on. Either way, Starlink here next month. Loved the transmission prayer. Godspeed. Thank you, Love Knots. Thank you. Jen Common, your net issues are they're building a data center near you. Well, Texas has more data centers than anywhere else. I think that could be responsible for the power outages, for the rolling blackouts, maybe. No, I'm going full crazy conspiracy theory. I think somebody's trying to sabotage me. Call me crazy. I accept it. I'm totally crazy. I'm mental. I'm losing my mind. I accept. I'm not going to push back. But I recorded the video of my internet going out because I had a feeling it was going to happen. I've been doing this so long. It's like, I know when somebody's trying to fuck with me, you know, it's like I worked at InfoWars for 10 years, folks. I've seen everything they do to try to fuck with you. Everything. So it's like, I know it becomes instinctual. It's like you smell cookies in the oven. It's like, oh, that's cookies. It's like, oh yeah, I go live. My internet won't go. It's like, yeah, okay. And I got the video. I recorded the video that shows it's something weird. I don't know if I'm going to publish it or not because we didn't have any issues today. I was going to publish it if we had the issues, but we made it through. So maybe we won't. We don't laugh at you. We laugh with you, Owen. Well, we're all laughing. If you can't laugh at yourself, you're missing out on the greatest joke of all. Ty Winners. Are you a Plantner voter? Yeah. That's it. I'm voting Krusty the Clown 2028, 1974, Dormouse. You know, it's funny. People have found that it's actually a great classic game, Simpsons Hit and Run. They put this game out on the GameCube, PS2, I think Xbox as well, early 2000s. And it was really a great game. It was like the Simpsons spinoff of Grand Theft Auto. And you may have seen, they found this clip. So the Simpsons characters are all walking around and you can hit them with your car. They don't die. They just go flying up it like a balloon or something. And if you hit Krusty the Clown, Krusty the Clown is Jewish. And if you hit Krusty the Clown enough times, it's like a deep, one of these like hidden Easter eggs, you might call it. If you run over Krusty the Clown enough times in Simpsons Hit and Run, he starts making Jewish jokes. And it's hilarious. So, under the current political climate, Krusty the Clown is actually a very eligible candidate considering he is Jewish. So he could run as a Republican and probably get $2 billion to run and win. And you probably have a very similar outcome as you do with Trump, actually. That clown impersonation was worth a super chat. That got me rolling. John Franson. Thank you, John. Yeah, it's just go with the flow sometimes. Put myself out there like a total weirdo. Hey. How can you follow politics so closely and not get demoralized? Billy Cardano. Well, boy, that's a big one. First of all, you got to have your outlets. So I've got my outlets. Second of all, you can never take politics personally. But then I guess third, it does demoralize you. It's not, I do get demoralized. I mean, watching the commentary in response to the Austin Metcalf, Carmelo Anthony trial verdict has been one of the most demoralizing things you could ever watch. So it is demoralizing, but that doesn't mean you get depressed. That doesn't mean you stay down. You find your outlets, you get yourself up and you go on. But yeah, I mean, believe me, staring into the political abyss every day, I don't recommend it. I don't recommend it. I mean, I do it because it's my job really to do this show. Let's just say what it is. But I'm addicted to it now. I mean, I'm a full addict. I've got a problem. Okay. So I don't even know. I guess I could maybe break it, but I wouldn't recommend it. Where can I get one of the Owen Report polo shirts? Hey, thank you for asking, Rapping Daddy. How do I not have my link? Where is my link here? I'm missing my link on my banners. Well, I'll deal with that later. OwenSchroyer.store. OwenSchroyer.store is where you can get this and other merchandise. This specific Owen Report polo and other merchandise at OwenSchroyer.store. And normally I'd have a banner to show you, but I don't know where it is today. That's weird. Dust Vault, we already failed when we didn't revolt at a robot kicking a kid. There's actually been a couple of those incidents now. Interestingly bored. MAGA boomers are so blinded by racism and hatred, they keep moving the goalposts for Trump. When they wake up, it'll be too late. Let's hope not. The Hacktivist, we need to take back control of our country. I think more people are starting to realize we don't have that control. So you got to have that. You have to have that process first. We need to stop giving these billionaires so much credit. They really are dumb. Look who anointed Erica Kirk as the next leader of the young movement. Pathetic people. They suck at underwriting. Look, the decision to make Erica Kirk the leader of TPUSA was a political decision, not a business decision. Now, they're claiming that was Charlie's decision, and then they put up that weird video at the event, which many people don't even think is real. I don't know. I really don't even like getting involved in it. But no, Erica Kirk was not appointed for business reasons. She was appointed for political reasons, and we'll see how it ends up. JM Dog, did you see that fat pig, Randy Fine, said America won't be here in 50 years, but Israel will? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what else you need to see from Randy Fine. He's an Israeli. He's literally, he might as well just be an Israeli. He might as well not even be American. He flies the Israel flag above the U.S. flag in his office. His entire purpose really is a pro-Israel purpose in Congress. He's a total fraud who stole Thomas Massey's bill and then tried to pass it off as his own, even though he didn't like it when it was Massey's bill. So, yeah, I mean, look, foreign loyalists have to go. That's a problem. We have a big problem with foreign loyalists in this country, and it's only with Israel. There really are no other foreign loyalists that cause any issues for our country other than Israel. Those are the only ones because they're everywhere. How do we try these traitors with treason? I don't know. Trump is the one that says treason and then never does anything about it, so I don't know. DMT warned us you were going to crash out. Did I? Was there a crash out today? I think I kept it pretty calm. The swamp wouldn't be the same without gay Shrek. You got to be talking about Gorka, right? I mean, that's got to be a Sebastian Gorka reference. The chat out. BoomerCons voting in Gallerin and Graham. Do you really think it's BoomerCons being manipulated by Fox News, or do our votes not matter? You know, it's such a curious question. Even in the whole political realm, beyond just elections, it's such an interesting question. If the votes didn't matter, if voting and the election process didn't matter at all, then why would they spend so much money to try to convince you who to vote for? You know, and so it's like there's enough stuff that happens. It's like even when I'm able to like predict things through the looking glass, it almost is reassuring that there's still like real stuff does still happen. It's like watching a basketball game tonight. It's like if you're watching the NBA game tonight, it's like, or an NFL game. It's like, I recognize that these sports are probably rigged. It's like I've come to terms and recognize or even accept that these games are rigged to some extent, to some degree. But I also still believe that there are men on the playing field trying to win. So you understand? It's like, our elections rigged? Yes. But if the process of voting was meaningless, why would they spend so much money to convince you to go out and vote for their guy? So there's still something there. There's still something real there. It's like, yeah, the NBA, the NFL, it's rigged, but I still believe those guys are on the field playing. Like, I still believe that's a competitive event that's still happening. So it's like, yeah, the thing is rigged, but the players and the plays in the game still have an impact and maybe can even overcome a rig. But it is an interesting thing to consider. Nazism started from India. It's not a white supremacist thing. Nationalism is what kept India from getting divided after so much colonialism. You're not just saying that because of the ancient swastika symbol, are you? Because I've never heard that argument. Do you realize the stock market is just a measurement of colonialism? The jobs for immigrants have all been chopped up for shekels on the shekel exchange. A lot of shekels there. Jove. Anecdotal, but my boomer parents are finally done with Trump and they loved that guy. Yeah, eventually everyone's going to get sick of this guy. It's just the truth. Eventually everyone is going to get sick of him. And it's only a matter of time. And it'll be, it's mostly just isolated to the cult members now. And then, the friendlies. There's a difference between friendlies and cult members. But it's mostly the cult members are the ones that still, are very proud. Well, probably can't read that. I think they will probably, that's probably too risky to read. So thank you for the super chat, though. Please invite Matt Bracken on, Sunson. All right, we like Matt Bracken. Employee strong for life. My crash out energy arrived, and I am liking a few things about the ingredients. We'll begin cycling it in my morning tincture. Keep you posted. Thank you. And look at that. That's a bikini model champion bodybuilder. Likes crash out energy. Well, that's about as good of an endorsement as you can get right there, huh? Yeah, let me know. I appreciate that. Benedict Donald. It's colonialism. Was not profitable for England too. So how about those Epstein files? How about Palm Beach Pete? I mean, good God, what a crazy world. Zackaback, people need to stop saying open borders under Biden as he deported more than Trump. So it's a lie to say maybe we would have voted for Harris if there was OB. Well, the border was open under Biden. Maybe they deported more people. The Trump administration hasn't even deported 1 million people. They haven't even deported 1 million people, folks. The number that they're giving you, this 3 million number, the last I saw, that 3 million number, 500,000 is the number that the Trump administration actually deported. 2.5 million just left. 2.5 million just left themselves. Now, if you want to say that that's a deportation, okay. I mean, it's debatable, but all right. Physically, the Trump administration has only deported 500,000 people. They also may argue that those are the most violent and worst people of it. And okay, that's fine. But let's exist in the facts. We are not getting mass deportations. And the people that were responsible for the invasion of this country who should be in prison are not going to be prosecuted. Glad you're joining Fishback and I on winning Starlink. Should have done it a while ago, Tay-Tay. You were right. You had it. You were right. Zelensky drugged an entire population into thinking they could win a war against Russia while begging Americans for shekels. There is a story out of Ukraine today. I can wait. We'll cover it tomorrow. But Zelensky's up to more no good, by the way. And Trump just gave him another, like 80 billion? Trump just cut him another check. It's ridiculous. In the hypothetical Turkey-Israel war, will the USA side with Israel and basically go to war with Europe, leaving NATO? That'll be a big moment. That'll be a big moment that they probably don't even want to think about yet. Israel is the one pushing that, not America, obviously. It's Israel and then the Israeli agents in the U.S. media. They're the ones pushing that, not Trump or anybody here. But that'll be the big moment. That'll be Israel's big test to see how many Americans they can really just send to the slaughter for their benefit. Hail Queen Gina. She's a real leader. I follow Alexander McCarthy. He follows me back. Good guy, good friend of the show and of mine personally. Tubi Streams open Sir Mexico versus RSA USA for free in 4K. And that'll be nice. Don't even get me started with the 4K thing. We had HD television in 2004 and they took it. Now we don't have it anymore. I don't know what they did, but now they're just rebranding it. They're calling it 4K. It's all BS. We had it in 2004 and then now they're just rebranding it. Unbelievable Phariseeism. These same senators who scream about Qatar and Idaho now demand Israel military integration. Double standard exposed. U.S. foreign policy is just pro-Israel theater. Yeah, well, everybody's realizing it now. It's unavoidable at this point. You just look like a total liar and a foreign agent when you're denying these things. So, hey, I mean, whatever, keep it up. LOL, they already stole the gold. They're going for China. They chop up manufacturing. China, and then no. China's way too smart. India, maybe not. India looks vulnerable. They don't bathe, they'll end up in India. Where did Jesus learn to turn the other cheek? Plenty of reasons. Oh, Alex McCarthy with us today. Plenty of reasons why SpaceX is the only big tech IPO to back in 2026, but the Blue Origin explosion all but guaranteed SpaceX stock will rocket. I agree, Alex. I'm actually kicking myself for not making the move a couple weeks ago when it was close to all-time highs again, and I just held anyway. And then I was going to just sell and just go all in on SpaceX. I think it's going to take off. I think it's going to be huge. I think it's about as sure of a thing as you can have. There might be, in the first week, a lot of volatility because this thing is going to be just going nuts. But I think it'll level out after a week or two, and then it's just going to boom. It's just going to go straight up. Everyone's kind of betting on that. Focus on skin color. That's how they divide us. It's working. Another summer of love could be coming. Watch out from Legion. I didn't think it'd get that bad, but people are now reaching out that were pushing back against me saying it was going to be bad. Now they're saying, oh, you were right. I didn't think it would get that bad, but who knows now? I think we'll see one. I think we're going to see, we saw the one we played. I think we will see incidents where there is a race-based crime and they'll say justice for Carmelo. I think we will see that. I do. You know, I don't even want to read this. I do think, and there are people that have the conversation. I don't even know. It's like, as a white guy, is it even worth it to talk about it? Whatever, it's free speech, it's political commentary. But no, it's like, look, there's obviously issues in black communities. And whatever you want to blame it on, there's obviously issues. And I think we just see the response to the Carmelo Anthony verdict, and it's just like, yeah, there's clearly an issue here if you're justifying killing somebody and you're saying the killer is the victim. It's like something isn't right. Something isn't right. But the truth is, no. Black communities were not always like this. You go back, black culture was jazz music and black suits and ties and hats and entrepreneurship and a strong faith-based household. In fact, there was a time where the black Americans had the highest father in the home rate, highest retention of marriage rate, like all of it. Something happened. If Donald Trump can't save us, nobody will. Well, I wouldn't look at it like that, Anna. Love the rant about health insurance today. It's my second most infuriating payment after property taxes. My garbage policy went up to $1,400 a month for 2026, so I had to switch to an even worse policy for $995. It's crazy. Health insurance is insane. I don't know how people afford it. I don't think they can. I don't think people have it, to be honest. I don't think people have health insurance. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Well, I don't know if you know this or not, but that is my favorite prayer of all time, and it's not even close. That is my favorite. Lady Justice was slain long ago. Once again, these bastards have us fighting horizontally instead of banding together as black and white patriots punching up at BlackRock. Yeah, that's the direction. That's the solution. Diversity is pushed by corporations because it makes unionization impossible. Owen Shroyer Wifey, justice for yesterday's super chat. Sorry, babe, they're lost in the ether. You're right. I don't know what I can do. I said I'd do overtime, so we're over 3 hours today. I hope that helps. I hope we had a good show. Bacala, it's almost like whites shouldn't care if blacks are oppressed. They defend murder, likely a vocal minority, but anti-white through and through. And how much of it is performative versus do they really feel that way versus I just want to get a viral video on the internet? It's not good. It's all sad. Shouldn't be happening. None of this should be happening. And it wouldn't be. If the economy was, I mean, let's just be honest. If Trump was successful and the economy was good and we were saving the country and 250 patriotism was hitting, none of this would be a problem. It's all flopped. The entire Trump agenda has flopped. Look around you, folks. The country's not getting any better. I don't give a damn about a reflecting pool. Congratulations, you wiped your ass. The border's secure. Congratulations, you locked your doors at night. This whole thing has flopped. The whole thing is flopped. Excuse me, I need to stop. It's answering your question, why politicians still spend money to convince us to go out and vote, money laundering and optics. I think there might be an element of that, but I mean, it's a lot of money. I don't know. Jordan Walker, Owen, what's up with the up dog face today, my guy? Not today. Stu Peters said his boomer MAGA dad stopped talking to him because of his change of heart on Trump. So sad when politics destroys families. Trump seems to be the only one that's done that, though. How's our floating diner coming along Lake Austin? Not good. Nobody can afford it. I can't afford the insurance. In this economy, LeBron or Jordan? Jordan. LeBron is, I feel like if you don't put LeBron in your top 5 players of all time, you're just not a serious person. That's just what, for whatever reason, you hate LeBron. LeBron had a chance to get into the GOAT conversation this year with the Lakers, but he fell short, so it's still Jordan. You're the best, Owen. Tell him. Thank you. Nasink. Get some sleep. You sound grumpy. Cuddle time. Wish I could give more. Owen is the only truth, in my opinion. Machiavelli. Thank you. I'm not the only. But I might be the best. If I do say so myself. I might just be the best. All right, guys. That's going to do it for today. We did it with no issues. Thank you, God. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Thank you for the super chats. We did it with no issues today. Starlink arrives next month. I take a 21-hour break. Same time, same channel tomorrow. God bless and Godspeed.